and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
There shouldn't be any technical issues. Everything should be fine because I made sure of everything beforehand. Hi, I'm Wandering DM. Welcome to episode 4 of Age of Arcana. Already our 4th week or so. Our 4th expedition is about to launch. Before we go into the game, I just want to go around and introduce all the players for this week's session, starting with the person on my left. Just say who you are and who you'll be playing today. So I'll start with Jan.
I will be playing a dwarf technomancer named Gregor. It's only his second adventures in the wild.
Yep. And after that, let's move on to the left. Our newcomer this week, Jeff.
Yes, so I'm gonna play Sandbagged. It's my rogue, a human rogue. So it's my first week, so I'm gonna start it easy.
We'll see about that. All right, and then Matthew, coming back again.
Again. Alright, so this week I'm going to be playing a new character. He's going to be a tiefling, fighter. And, hopefully I won't die. That character won't die on his first game.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Coming back again for another week, Mukluk. Well, yes. Pascal, sorry. Oof. That was hard.
Yeah, you've known me for those last year as Mukluk anyway. So I'll be playing Mukluk, the Saurian cleric, and it seems we lost the kobold on the way back to the inn, which might not be a bad thing. I think. He's gonna be mad.
Actually today's game is gonna take place a week after the other one, just so we can make sure that you guys came back and everything. And last but not least, another returning face, Emily.
Hello, I am Emily. I am playing Gwen, the Medusa Bard. She is ready to sass and be mean and cry her eyes out because someone murdered her mule.
That would be me.
Feel upset, okay? I'm very upset.
That would be me. It's all on me. These things happen. I'm sorry. So, before we pick up this week's session, I just want to ensure that everybody has their minis. I see Gwen, I see Mukluk, I see Rook, but I don't see everybody else because none of you have a mini. So let me just pull one up for you guys. We said that there was a human rogue, right?
Yes.
All right. Here's... Oh, God, he's gonna look quite a lot like the other one. Let me see if I can't find another one, because Gwen already has the rogue look. Well, I mean, we can go with this. All right. What was your name again, Jeff?
Zanben.
Zanben.
Yes.
And I'm going to give you the token. This is you now. You're the dark-skinned individual. What's your HP?
It's 12.
All right, 12 hit points. So I put it in the bar. Everybody should see the bar. Everybody should see the character. And I'll give you control over him, because otherwise everybody's going to move your character all over the place. Which... Controlled by... why doesn't that work? Ooh. Can anybody try to move Zanben on the map?
I can't.
I can't.
Wow, it was almost what I needed to hear. All right, there you go. Zanben, you have control over him. And we were supposed to have... I thought, Gregor, you had a mini already.
Don't remember.
It doesn't seem like it. No, you don't have one. So you're a dwarf, and you do magic, right?
Yeah.
We already had that dwarf, I think. Or no, we didn't. How about this?
Okay.
Cool, cool. Let's just scale you down to dwarf size. Gregor. Controlled by Gregor. What's your HP?
16.
16. All right. So we're all set for no, that's not true. Who's the newcomer again?
Me.
Yeah, race and class, please.
Tiefling fighter.
Oh, something different. Tiefling fighter. Like this. This is you now. What's your HP?
20.
Hey guys, you got a tank.
Yay.
Go to the front.
Protect me. So that way I don't use Mukluk as a shield again.
Why can't I find you? Bree Gerp. Gerp Demzier. Wait, you changed. We changed your name. I think you should have control over it.
No, I don't.
Can you
No,
try
I
again?
have. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Stop moving for one goddamn second. Show nameplate. You said your name was
Uriel.
Uriel.
Uriil.
Okay, I put an extra I in there. You need to be taller than that. There you go. That's you. Well, everybody has their character. Cool, cool, cool. So as usual, we'll start the game at the Starving Bull in the trading post. Another fine spring morning. You guys awaken late as usual. For those that were there last week, you have all the benefits of a long rest anyway. It's been a week, so you get all of your hit points back, you get your spells back, you get your not your equipment because you got it stolen by people in the night.
I had a question about that actually. Since
Yes.
I was the one that was on guard, do I get to keep all my stuff?
And she was also the last one to leave with Mukluk. When everyone else was...
Yeah. So what I'll say, Gwen, is anything that you would have on your body makes sense for you to keep.
Okay.
I figure here's the stuff that you probably have left behind. All right. Your
My
dead
dead mule.
mule. Your blanket. And I'd figure hammer and crowbar.
Okay. I'll
Be-
delete them.
Because I don't think you would stand watch holding like tools in your arms with your weapon and your flute and everything else. So they were probably just left in a pack next to your blanket on which you slept, and then had to leave it in a hurry. I mean, you can take joy in the fact that you're not as bad off as Gerp,
Yeah.
who literally lost
look, it-
everything.
I mean, I took all his money, so.
That's true. That's true. What's unfortunate is that you took his money, then gave him something that he promptly lost.
Yeah.
So, waking up this morning, the big burly Minotaur barkeep is behind his bar, washing the countertop, looking at you passing the counter one by one, and he's like counting you, and he's like, "All right, 2 twits are outside in their shell. Whatever. Oh yeah. You guys have some newcomer." And he points to a table in a corner where 2 figures are currently sitting, having breakfast, looking around you can clearly see they're new. They're staring at the walls, at the halberd behind the counter, at one-eyed Max. They're dressed for adventure, and you can see that like you can see the noobness in their eyes. You can see that like they're fresh off. They haven't gotten all of their shit stolen yet. So would you care, Jeff and Matthew, to describe what the rest of the party sees when they enter the common room of the inn?
Alright. So for my part, you see a tiefling, Orn going out the front, red skin, long hair, big bird. I'm just eating my stuff, scratching my bird like that. You can see me in a leather armor. I have, you can see, on my back a longbow. You can also see, I have a crossbow on me and an axe on both of my side. And, I'm just staring at the guy in front of me while eating my breakfast and scratching my bird.
And what about the guy in front of him?
On my side, I'm just eating my breakfast, checking around, so if I can hear some conversation, and I'm playing with one of my dagger on my hands, on my left hand. So.
But what do you look like?
I'm like a human, no hair, just a long beard. So really the basal look of human.
Oh, I'm gonna try to give you guys a boost. Can you guys talk again? Just want to see.
Yeah.
Test.
Test.
I'm talking.
Oh.
Hello.
So we'll just see, because I had the sound lowered because of last week, where everything was louder apparently. All right, I'll give you another boost. There we go. At worst, people are just gonna put the sound down on their computer. So this is what you guys see when you enter the common room. Most of the other adventurers have either gone or in the past week have never come back. The inn has been slowly depleting itself of its adventurer reserve, and you are among the only ones left.
More food for us.
There's still
not so
very
much.
little to no food. Need I remind you, all the rations you guys had hunted and foraged last week, you got them stolen in the middle of the night.
Yeah, all the fish.
All the fish you had fished and everything. So it's whatever good deed you wanted to do for the inn fell through. And Max, one-eyed Max, is just as surly as usual, but there seems to be a bit of resentment when he talks about the group from last week. So basically, Gween, Damsir, Gerb, Mukluk, and Rook. And he says, so, you're gonna stay here and mope around for another week, or you lot gonna come out and fetch me some food?
She just kind of like walks up to the counter and like puts her map down and points at the area that has like all the berries that we found. She's like, you can send somebody to go here. I tried to do that, but I got attacked and almost killed.
What? If I had people to send, I would. Thing is it's just me here. And the second I step outside, you know quite well that little disgusting kobold is gonna come in, empty out my reserves, and take over my inn. No way in hell am I leaving this spot.
I don't think Gerp is business savvy enough to run an inn.
That's the worst part. He'd drive it into the ground. Ruin business.
I mean, if anything, he would turn it into a dragon chess spot.
Everybody knows that taverns where you can play board games can never get any traction.
That's true.
Alright, well, what'll I have you?
Just give me some water, and then if you've heard anything, let me know about that.
Tepid water
rumors?
and information coming up. He goes to the back, comes back with a stack of letters. And you can see some of them are from the colleges of Arcana. Some bear the presidential seal from the Republic of Atmore. Some of them also bear I'll say a seal. You don't necessarily recognize it like at a glance, but they all seem to be important correspondence, or at least communiques or what have you. And going through them, he talks about how the Atmorians are supposed to come pick up the prisoners in about a week's time, judging by the time that was left on the letter. The letter is about a week or so old. So they should be here any moment, barring any danger. Otherwise, he's been receiving a lot of complaints from his debtors because he still needs to pay whatever amount he borrowed to the Bank of Maxwayne for the inn itself. And now that the snows have melted, he's kind of in a bind because people can get to the inn, which means that he'll probably have Maxwaynites, also called, I was going to say the IRS, auditors, come up to his place, and he's freaking out. He needs more people. He needs to have the area settled if he wants to have something going and not be forced to abandon the Wildlands, which, I mean, according to him, I tamed the bloody place, so at least a square mile around this inn is mine.
How much do you owe?
750 gold pieces.
Ew. Hang on, I want to do some math.
Sure thing.
How many adventurers do we currently have in the inn?
In the inn, you guys are... There's the 5 of you, 6, 7, 8, 9... give me a second. There's 14, there's 18 of you in all.
So if everybody gave you 42 gold pieces, you'd be set?
His one eye goes wide. He's like, "Aye, but I know you lot are broke as shit."
She just stares at him and puts down 42 gold pieces and says, "Here. Am I free to stay for the rest of my life now?"
He meticulously counts each gold piece, moving it aside, and puts them in piles of 5. He's like, "That's 1, that's 2," and then once he makes 5 piles of 5, he starts making another pile of 5. You have the distinct impression that he does not know how to count more than 5. At a time, at least. So he counts all of your stuff. He looks up at you and he's like, "Let me plug in my headset. 'Cause the battery's dying. I need to jack into the matrix." God damn it. Will you? Piece of shit. Hi. I'm back. You guys can't hear when I take these off, right?
We can.
We can, yeah.
No.
It's part of the joke. Aye, sure. 42 gold pieces and you got your bed. For 1 extra gold piece, I can carve your name on your door.
She just giggles and goes, "I don't need that."
Aye, suit yourself. Anybody else wants a permanent residence here?
Yeah, probably next week.
My. Well, go on then.
I'll go sit to the newbie stable. And
I just used all of Gerp's money to do that.
So he has a permanent home, which he managed to get without paying any money. You took his money to pay for a permanent home, which he could have anyway in the first place. That's awesome. I really hope Quentin's watching right now. So, Mukluk goes to sit at the newcomers table. So you guys see. Would you care to describe, since we have a new player, would you care to describe a bit what Mukluk looks like?
Yeah, currently he's wearing weather clothes and a tricorn. He has a shield and a crossbow. No more armor, I guess. So he has a pendant hidden inside the cold weather's clothes, and doesn't look too happy right now.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. And I sit at your guys' table and I look at you. It seems we have a goblinoid problem up north and it's killing adventurers. We're probably going to clear out a bit if you want to come with us.
Are you sure you're up for the task? Look a bit, empty-handed to do that.
Yeah, no. Crossbow is all I need, and reliable people.
Emphasis on reliable.
Are you sure that you can go to the north with that? Because I don't think so.
Why?
Because it don't look so good, if I can say.
Well, before going out, since you look empty-handed, you even have food to go out of this tavern and survive.
Yeah, actually, there's a big strawberry patch. We can harvest food there. It's not too far.
And on that, like saying that, you hear One-Eyed Max in the back say, "Hey, see, Gwen, somebody's gonna go out and pick up those strawberries."
Yeah, the same people that found it. Hire yourself a hunter-gatherer. You need it. Use the money I just gave you.
Sure. Hey, Mukluk,
What?
I'm gonna give you a few gold pieces if you go harvest strawberries.
Yeah, you want some?
Yeah, all of them. Look at that, I just hired a hunter-gatherer.
Good job, Max. She just grabs her water and just walks over to the table.
Yeah, it seems you got also good job on the way. So, 2 birds, 1 stone.
And she just rolls her eyes and goes, "I hope I paid you well."
All right, I'm going to follow you then. He seems to know where you're going, so...
Is Gregor at the table or he's in his own corner?
I'm tinkering on my little construct and the table at the back.
Hey, dwarf! Wanna kill some goblins?
Goblins? Sure.
Take it
Been a
away.
while since I've done anything here.
Okay, we're going on a hunting trip and strawberries also.
Cool. I'm gonna follow you. If I can kill some goblin, I will follow.
Great.
So you guys are heading out on your murder spree. Apparently. Once again, this is the world map. You guys sort of know how it works. There's a handout in your handouts that describes how fast you can go and blah, 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 depending on the terrain. You move the caravan. Excuse me. I was going to sneeze. You can move the caravan 1 hex by hex, basically, and it takes a certain amount of time per hex. You can also stay in one place and explore the whole area to try to find stuff. As usual, I am going to require your passive perceptions.
15.
So let me just note them down. Mukluk, 15. Gwen,
11.
11. Gregor,
12.
12. Uriel,
13.
13. And Zan,
Then it's gonna be 15.
all right. You guys are set. So, where are you heading?
Before we go out, on which X was the bridge that we found last game?
The unskilled loggers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to follow you, Lizard Man, since you seem to know where to go.
Yeah, I will take the same path. So
Yep. So you guys.
to the logging
All right.
to the bridge.
So this takes you one through hills. You guys are going at a like normal pace.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
So 2.5 plus 3, that's already 5.5 hours you get to. So around a bit past midday, you arrive to the ruins, the ruins. The site of your encounter with the goblin that were guarding the bridge and that big hairy creature that was with them. Yep.
No more reinforcement at the bridge, I guess.
No, there's actually nobody. It's been left pretty empty. I'd say, there might have been scavenging animals that came by, but nothing else.
Yeah. I'll go to the new guys and say, be careful on the bridge. It's goblins' craftsmanship.
All right.
Not too sturdy.
All
Not
right.
sure if I
Probably send
trust
people
Goblin.
here to come fishing now, since it seems like it's safe.
It is safer. You guys haven't tried fishing in here, but that's certainly something that can be done.
We probably shouldn't, because we're going to be heading out, and if we get fish now, it's just going to get all gross by the time we get back to the trading post.
Yeah.
So maybe on the way back.
Well, yeah, if you're thinking of going up north, fishing is probably the last thing on your mind.
Yeah.
Or the last thing to do before you get back. That's for sure. All right, so this is midday.
Yeah.
You can still cover a good would be 3 more hours. You can still do 1x in any direction.
Do you guys want to go to the strawberry first before heading north?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, so we have something to eat on the way.
Yeah. I'm okay
So,
with it.
All right. This would cover the end of your first day.
Yeah. And we can scavenge for food at normal pace, right?
You can certainly try foraging for food if that's what you want, but that would be a survival check from
Okay.
anybody who wants to harvest food.
Yeah.
I suck at survival.
Yes, you do. So Mukluk, Zanben, and Gwen, you actually do manage to find a bit of food. Some mushrooms. One of you even caught like a pair of squirrels. You got enough to see you through the day at the very least. But I'm gonna ask all 3 of you that succeeded to roll a d6 plus your wisdom modifier. Ooh. So 9, 6.
I suck at that.
Yeah.
It's a /R space 1d6 plus whatever your wisdom modifier is.
There's also a dice button in the upper left corner that you can click on.
Oh yeah, that's true. The d20 button, and then you can choose which die to roll.
That was what is the modifier again?
The small number. So what's your wisdom?
Wisdom is 16.
So it would be a d6 plus 3.
6 plus 3. D6 plus 3.
You need to put a slash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
/R.
Yeah. /R. 1d6 plus 3.
All right, so you guys, all in all, found 20 pounds of food.
Gwen goes and gives half of hers to Gregor.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Next time it will be better. I can hunt. Next time I'll bring
I
something.
did pretty good the last time that we went out, so I've still got a decent amount of rations.
So technically, that gives you guys about 20 rations. Now Gregor has 10. No, the half of what Gwen picked up, right? So
Yes, that
Gregor
would be
has 3.
three.
Sorry. Mukluk and Zan, do you share whatever you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna share with Burl.
All right.
All right, I can just take one just so I can, don't use a ration for today if you want.
Oh,
It's up to you.
no, I'm gonna give those who need food.
All right. So mark off whatever rations you needed you ate, and you guys set up camp for the night. Those that were there last week, when you look up north, you can see those thorny vines creep out from between the trees. They don't reach you yet, but you don't know if it's your imagination or if they're actually there. Who takes first watch?
I'm gonna take the solo watch this time.
You're like, what is everybody's perception? Because I'm pretty sure I have the lowest perception. It was a bad idea for me to be by myself.
Well, I can see in the dark, so I guess I will have advantage if I do a watch.
No, it just means that you won't need to stay next to the fire.
Okay.
So it could give you guys an advantage if you were to sleep in complete darkness. You could stand watch all freaking night, and you would still see. But everybody else don't really see at night.
All right, well, I'm up to do a watch with whoever wants me to be with them.
I'll keep watch.
All right, so who takes first?
With you.
So we have Mukluk, Gregor and Uriel, and then Zan and Gwen.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
That's what it looks like. All right. Who's got second watch?
Hey, it's me and Gregor.
So, as you guys are standing guard in the middle of the night, I'm going to ask both of you to roll a perception check. Uriel, with your infernal eyes, you notice among the trees there seems to be a lone figure staring at your camp.
Continue.
I was going to say it takes but a second for it to just simply vanish between the trees. It was like peeking out behind a tree, and then when you saw it, it just disappeared.
Well, I informed Gregor of what I just saw and be on your guard. Because I have no idea what's watching us.
There's only one.
Yeah, it's just one.
Okay, I'm loading my gun.
There is sort of comforting sound to hear the whirs and the weird noises that firecasters make when you load them. It sort of sounds like hot melted steel being poured down a container.
Very comforting.
How far was the figure from where I saw it from the camp?
About 100 feet. Like far enough to say that if you weren't used to seeing in the dark, you could have probably mistook it for a branch.
Okay.
It wasn't that big.
All right, so I look at Gregor and ask him, do you want to go and investigate, or do we just keep guard at the camp?
I will investigate.
Okay.
I return to my tent and take my lantern.
All right. But before we go out, should we wake up someone else just in case?
I have an idea.
Yeah.
So I have a little construct because I'm a
Yes.
technomancer.
Yes, you do.
Does that thing have perception skill? Can it roll for perception?
Loading up the book. I think it might be able to, but it can't rely. It's not like a real familiar where you have like a telepathic connection to it.
No, but I can give him orders and he can come back.
Yeah, sure. So it's a small construct, speaks one language, understands one language. I'd say technically yes, because you can let it go to somewhere. It can think by itself. There's like a limited AI to it. But remember, it only knows 10 different words.
Oh, I have a list.
All right. But yes, its perception modifier is 0.
Okay. So, I'll tell the tiefling, please wait here. I'll come back. So I go to my bag and I get out that mini golem.
Mm-hmm. What does it look like?
Really, I didn't think exactly how it looks like. For real, I don't really know. I thought it was like a mini golem made of metal, but
Okay, so it's like a tiny action figure.
yeah, it's a tiny action figure with a lot of looks like made of spare parts.
No,
It's not
okay.
even a unified color. It's made of a lot of parts of different things. It's like a junk golem.
A tiny junk golem. All right.
Yeah. So his name is Tuck. I'll just leave him. I'll just ask him to go to that tree and verify what's there, and he'll come back and tell us in his limited vocabulary what is there.
All right. It goes. It starts walking. So you see this tiny, like about half a foot tall creature made of metal and wood and spare parts shamble its way into the woods. And you can hear the like clack, 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 clack of branches cracking and leaves as it doesn't really pay attention to its surroundings as much. It doesn't try to be stealthy or either. And then you just hear the crack of a branch, or maybe it was the crack of a whip. And then nothing.
So, did I see that with my vision of the dark with the distance?
Yeah, you saw it go. And then after about 100 feet, something yanked him up, and he's now hanging in the air from a branch.
Okay, so yeah, does he see that? Or
I'll say yes. Like you kept an eye on it, so you heard the whip crack, and then saw Tiny Talk being just lifted in the air.
I'll assume that there's danger there. Okay.
yeah. So, do we wake up everyone and try to clear out the danger, or do we just wait it out?
Well, I'm not gonna let my little golem there. So no, I'm going there. I'm taking my lantern and I'll go retrieve my golem.
Okay, well, when I see, Gregor starting to walk off, I just go wake up everyone else and, tell them that we're in danger and there's something in the wood.
All right. As you're waking everybody else, I'm going to ask Gregor. So, you made your way to where Tuck is hanging, and you see it's basically hanging by a bunch of vines that just lifted it up. and you can see the vines constrict around the construct. But of course, it doesn't need to breathe, so it's not choking in any way. But he's literally being hung alive by these vines. But as you're looking at that, and you know it's quite a few feet up in the air, I'm gonna ask you to roll a wisdom saving throw. All right. For a few moments, you looked briefly to the north and wondered just what it is that the other group saw in those vines. It doesn't seem that bad. It's not. You could get Talk out of there, but he doesn't seem to be suffering, so what's the point? And then you just shake off the thought and proceed to untangle Talk from the tree.
And they're not trying to entangle me, no?
No, actually, it's just these like two vines, and once you start pulling on them, they actually break from the tree and fall down inert on the ground.
Well, is that magic or? Well,
maybe. I don't know.
maybe. Is that magic?
I don't fucking know. Do you have with your Arcana check? I'd say you've definitely heard of vegetation being controlled by life magic or even divine magic. Spells like entangle come to mind. It could have been that.
Yeah, but it's a waste to cast entangle on a golem, so I don't think that's it.
I mean, that's
Okay.
what you know. I'm just giving you an example of like a spell. I mean, I could have said awaken, but in this situation, it doesn't seem like the vines are actually talking to you. So it's easy to dismiss that theory.
Yeah, I do not speak Vine, so I'll go back to the camp.
No, anyway, all of your conversations in vines have to last 6 seconds. That joke went above everybody's head.
Oh no, I understood it, but that's worthy of a response.
Meanwhile, at the camp, all y'all are getting woken up by
Me.
Uriel.
Yeah. So, I explained to them the situation when what we saw with, little private Talk being entangled by the vine. And I told them that, and I asked him a question, did you encounter that the last time you went through there?
Yeah, actually, don't go too far up north in the forest. There's killer vines in them.
Okay. So, yeah, do we do something about that or do we just ignore it?
For now, we should ignore it. We don't have a way to clear it out unless we literally set the whole forest on fire, and that would be a bad thing.
The trees shudder at the mention of setting the forest on fire. It's not a joke.
Oh, man, now I want to play with Damsey.
So what do we do?
Okay.
At that point, I'm coming back in. These are just vines. There's nothing here, just vines.
Yeah, just go back to sleep.
All right, then.
Or watch, depending.
All right. You complete your second watch. Gwen and Zan. I'll have your name at some point. Gwen and Zan. You also complete your watch. The sun comes up on the forest, and all of you stir awake. And
Okay.
everything's fine. For now. So,
we continue at normal pace to the strawberry patch.
Yeah.
I think so.
it's gonna take you a good couple of hours to get to the patch, but you do get to said patch.
Let's start harvesting strawberries. Yay.
Yep, you notice that it is almost as far as the eye can see. Just an enormous, like an acre wide field of wild strawberries. It's gonna take a few hours to pick them all up. If this is something that you would like to do, roll a survival check, please.
Oops.
Can I just like keep an eye on the surrounding area to make sure that nothing weird happens?
Yes, roll a perception check.
Yeah, being scared from last night, I'm gonna do the perception check also to check out around us.
So if you do perception, you're not doing survival.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, 20.
So 17, 9, and 6. I'll start with those numbers.
Yeah, just take the -9 because I accidentally roll advantage.
Oh, okay, so it's 9, 9, 6. All right. So Mukluk and Gregor, can you roll 1d3? Well, everybody rolls a d3. Everybody that picked up strawberries. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 1. You guys, even though you had all the time and plenty enough of strawberries to go around, you freaking trampled the field. And at the end of the day, you've got 7 pounds of strawberries.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is the tortoise again.
Yeah. Now, these strawberries have something. They're wild strawberries, which means that in the hands of a skilled brewer, instead of being turned into rations, they can be turned into a very delicious form of alcohol. I'm just saying, if any one of you is proficient with that. For those...
No.
I can be.
Yeah, for 10 minutes. You're not going to make booze in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
However, those of you who rolled for perception, you noticed something in the field of strawberries. There are these sort of like tracks of upturned earth. Like, you know how a tilled field looks like, with like all the mounds of earth going through like between the rows of corn or whatever? It sort of looks like that. It almost looks like this might have been an actual farm field before. And I think one of you rolled a 20, right?
Yep.
I think even with a 13, you might see it. Give me just a quick second. Yes. Both of you notice that as the day grew darker, that sort of tilled field track type thing seemed to move.
Oh.
As in, it's following the guys that are trampling the whole shit. And there's about like 3 of them. Tracks that actually move. Like, you can see it was very almost unperceptible, but the mound itself sometimes would just vibrate a bit and send specks of dirt falling off of it. It's special. But that is probably it. By the time you do notice it moving, it's about the movement stopped at about I want to say 50 30 feet from the 3 harvesters.
Okay. Well, seeing that moving around, I kind of try, say, hey, Mukluk, Gregor, and Zanben, I think the earth is following you around.
What?
What?
Yeah, there's like Mount of Earth just moving around wherever you go, your tree goes.
And as Uriel says that, you notice the mounds of earth grow bigger. They're not just tracks anymore. Something's burrowing out of the ground. Because you managed to see it, and you warned everybody, I'm going to give everybody a surprise round. Something's coming out of the ground in 3 different places, basically surrounding Zanben, Mukluk, and Gregor, like in a triangle. You guys have a turn to do whatever you want before whatever comes out of the ground comes out of the ground.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Bless on myself, Gregor, and Zan. So we're gonna be in the line of fire.
Yeah.
All right. So you bless them in the name of.
Yes. In the name of Young Tuan, we'll actually learn what is trying to kill us this time.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah. No, you can go ahead.
I will cast Arcane Armor on myself.
Arcane armor on yourself. All right.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is that, since I presume I only see one spot of earth since in triangle, right?
Well, I mean, if you look around, you're gonna see.
Hey, it's sent.
Coming out of the ground.
Well, are they coming out, or are we preparing for them to come?
No. You can see the head starting to come out. Like that's why I'm giving you guys a turn.
Okay. Well, can I try to aim at one and fire a crossbow?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
No,
So
I will pull out one of my weapons and I will ready Bane.
I'm taking out my sword too, just to be prepared.
Okay. So I'm gonna fire that on whichever is the closest to me and
Sure.
Gwen, because I presume Gwen is right beside me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do that.
Fire away.
I did.
24. Yeah, I didn't hear the sound for some reason. But it is a 24 and it hits. I was so sure. Yeah, it should have. Whatever. 10 points of damage on the first one.
Yep.
Sorry, I was paying attention to why my sound wasn't working, but anyway. So your bolt lodges itself behind its, in the back of its head. And it keeps burrowing out faster, but the head is like moving left and right, trying to dislodge whatever it is that was stuck in back of it. I want all of you guys, those of you who readied actions, so I know Gwen, you had readied a Bane.
Mm-hmm.
You can go ahead and Bane them. I think I have a roll for that, right? It's a saving throw?
Yeah. Hang on.
Which type of saving throw is it?
It is... Well, it'd be nice. A charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. These things are charismatic as hell. 15. Wow, Jesus. They are.
To let you know what it is.
Oh, it's up to 3 creatures. All right, so I'm going to roll for the other 2. So I got a 15, a 2, and an 8.
All right, let's see if I can remember how to cast this thing.
It's 10 plus your charisma bonus.
Well, if it would let me do it. That's a 13.
So the one that had the bolt stuck into it succeeded, but the other two missed. So the other two are baned. Cool. And Gregor, what were you doing?
After casting my armor,
Okay, no, you cast mage armor on your turn. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And I know, Zan, you got your sword out,
Yes.
right? All right. And you were blessed. All three of you are blessed by Yogg-Thwan.
Yep.
So, good. Now it's the initiative turn. Let's roll for initiative, guys. No, I don't have the...
The only thing though is that my miniature won't be linked to my initiative if you want that.
Oh, to be fair, I'll just put your names, and that's gonna be it. I got Mukluk, I got Gwen, I got Gregor, I got Uriel, and we got Zan Ben.
Done.
That's okay. I'll get it at some point. And we got the monsters. So, Gwen, 21.14. So, 21 for Gwen. Mukluk got 3. All right. Gregor with a 7. Uriel with an 8. Zan with a 5. Wow, and you rolled a 1 on that. Oh, of course, I have the best decks in the world.
By the way, we have the same problem last week. We don't see everyone's turn, even on the Twitch chat. We don't see the Twitch. We don't see everyone.
No, I know. Can you
Thank you.
can you give me a moment?
Please.
There, Chad should see it anyway. At this point. I put
Wow, that initiative.
Yep. So I'm gonna just reorder it and move it away, and you guys are gonna have to trust me that all of y'all initiatives suck. So Gwen, if we were playing any other type of RPG, you would probably have like 3 turns before everybody else could do anything. So with your lightning reflexes, what do you do?
So, what is the closest one to me?
The
like,
closest-
what exactly am I looking at?
So you're looking at a good like about 30 feet away from you and Uriel, these giant half praying mantises, half cockroaches, half my things aren't working anymore. Yeah, these things. They look disgusting and weird, and they have like this green, icky substance that's just dripping from their mandibles. So
That just sounds wonderful.
yeah, they have the hind, like I was gonna say hind quarter, but the back end of like an ant, with the torso and the arms of a praying mantis and the head of what is probably a scorpion, sort of, with like a crest in back of it, and 4 eyes, 2 big, multifaceted eyes like a fly, and 2 smaller beady eyes like those of a spider in the middle of its head. Mind you, you don't necessarily see the eyes right now, as they have their backs turned to you.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, I'm gonna coat my rapier in some snake poison,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna stab it in the butt.
All right, so you run up. Coding a weapon is a bonus action, right?
No, it's an action.
In this one, it's an action.
So you can coat and move, but not attack yet.
Okay, then I'll move, I'll coat, and then I'll be ready to attack my next
And you
turn.
prepare yourself to stab it in the butt.
Yay.
Cool. Yep. Next one is Uriel.
I'm going to fire another crossbow to the one I hit it before.
All right.
Is that it?
10 does not hit, unfortunately. Your bolt basically breaks on the creature's carapace.
Yeah, don't forget the D4 just in case, or bless.
Oh yeah, you can add 1d4.
Well, I wasn't. Was I blessed also?
Oh
Or
no,
I-
you
I
weren't
thought-
blessed.
Yeah.
Me, Gregor.
It's Gregor, Mukluk, and Zan.
Only
yeah.
the ones who were
I got
picking
the-
worries.
I got them mixed up.
All right, Gregor, it's your turn.
I'll shoot at the one with the bolt stuck in it.
All right.
Wow.
And your shot goes wide.
No,
it's
sorry,
still
11.
a critical
no, 10.
miss. It's still a
still a
crit
10.
miss.
Yeah.
So it fails. If the number is in red, it's because you rolled a 1.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So you shoot wide, and actually Gwen and Uriel, you guys have to duck under this like projectile of fiery magic that comes out of the firecaster and into your direction, and it just goes out in the wild, potentially hitting a tree at some point. Zanben.
So I'm gonna hit him with my short sword.
All right, so you move up to 1. Which one of them?
The one with the
bolt?
with the bolt.
All right.
So. I got the blessing. So. 1d4.
You guys are rolling like crazy.
Well, that's a first, you know.
And you go up to the creature and stab with your sword. And it just slides off on one of its scales. It doesn't even pierce anything.
Oh well.
Hello, Lord Arctic Frost. Moving on, it is now my turn. So, Zan, you're right in front of me. I mean, you
Hey.
are right there. Oh, wait, did I miss
You got-
someone?
Yeah, you skipped me.
Oh no, I skipped Mukluk. I'm sorry, Mukluk, it's your turn first.
I'm gonna
Save
try
me.
to burn the wounded one with a sacred flame. So dexterity save.
You do know what happens every time you cast that spell, right?
I know, but
Okay. Because I'm just gonna roll a single d20. Like, they don't have any modifier. Oh shit, I failed.
so it takes 8 radiant damage. Yay!
8 radiant damage. As it is burnt by this beam of magical energy coming out of your holy symbol. It doesn't like that. And it's got someone in front of it. It's got someone farther back. So what it's going to do is it's going to bite at Zan and then try to move with Zan in its mouth, if at all possible. And
Don't
it's a
forget
crit.
to reduce the rolls too
Uh,
with Bane.
Yeah, but that's the one that isn't baned yet.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. The other ones have their attack reduced. I noted it down. But Zan, you are going to take,
Ow.
and I apologize in advance for whatever I'm about to roll.
Ow.
Wow,
Ooh.
screw this game.
I'm okay with that.
So you take 11 points of slashing damage
Ow.
and 3 points of acid damage.
I'm out of here.
And so the creature just bit down, like hooked Zan with its like pincers or whatever it is they have in front of their mandibles, and lifted you up and just squeezed, and you can hear the crunch of ribs being like crushed under the pressure, and it starts eating at your chest with its tiny mandibles, and you can feel the burning sensation of acid dissolving your clothes and your armor, and then everything goes black.
Well,
So, that was one person. That was one creature. Moving on to the other two. The other two are far enough away from everybody else that they don't need to move, and so they're gonna tenderize their meat by spitting acid at Mukluk and Gregor, which are both gonna have to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, my D4 is not gonna.
And that's when I choose to be extra agile.
Mukluk got a crit miss. And so Mukluk is going to take... Oh, wow. I was typing in the Twitch chat. I was going to roll a d20 in Twitch chat. So, sorry. Yep. Mukluk, you take 7 points of acid damage. And I think you take... Oh, and 3 points of acid damage for Gregor. So you just saw like 2 lines of acid come out and crisscross on the field. You guys were almost caught in the thick of it, but you managed to, well, at least Gregor, you managed to throw yourself off the path of one of the beams, line, whatever. But unfortunately, Mukluk was not fast enough and didn't dodge out of the way yet. Lord Frost, we have a tiefling, we have a human, we have a dwarf technomancer, we have a lizard folk, a saurian priest, and we have a Medusa bard. It's we're playing in a homebrew setting, so the races are a bit weird, but you'll see it's pretty fun. So, with that said, that finishes their turn. Gwen, you're up. You're right behind the one that has Zan in its mandibles.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab it in the butt. And then I'm gonna run like the fucking wind.
All right, stab it.
Okay. Let me make sure I'm rolling the correct thing. And then if I hit, I need to roll an additional d6.
14 barely hits.
I still did it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a 1d8 plus 1 for the piercing, and then a d6.
Yep.
That's a lot of things. Okay, so this is just the base roll. And then plus the d6. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
there we go.
at least that's better.
Yeah.
The creature reels under the pain of the poison coursing through its veins. It drops Zan on the ground, and it turns around to stare at you with its 4 eyes and its big clicking mandibles going like...
Time to go.
If you move away, it has an attack of opportunity.
Ugh. Do I want to attempt it? Well, no, I'm trying to remember. My Bane doesn't do anything against his attack of opportunity, does it?
Yes, it would, but this one is the one that isn't baned.
Damn it. All right, fine, I'll stay.
All right, you stand your ground, and it is Uriel's turn.
I'm going to fire another bolt.
At the same one?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. That's a
Yay.
hit. And that's a wee bit of damage. Just enough to kill it.
Nice.
Yeah, you avenge me.
I'm
The
not
first
dying.
the first Ankeg falls down
Okay.
in a weird scream and mixture of screaming and clicking. You do not think that any creature on this earth should make that sound, but it does, and it falls flat on its side. You notice that it did not even burrow out completely out of the ground. There's probably still like half of the creature underground still. But that's one down. With that said, the other two turn around and stare in your direction. But it is Gregor's turn.
Okay, so I jump on Zanban. Is he still breathing?
Zanban is still breathing.
Okay, so I rummage through my bag and find some kind of syringe and just stab him with it.
EpiPen. All right. And that's your cure wounds, I think?
That's cure wound. So you're healed with 7 HP.
You're back to 7.
Thanks.
So for those who didn't know, Technomancers, basically all of their spells are reskinned as useful magical trinkets. So you'll see Gregor pull out a bunch of random stuff from his bag to use as spells. Zanban, you awaken. You're on the ground. There's this like massive, 6-inch long syringe stuck in your chest. You can still feel the burn in the middle of your chest where the acid ate at you, and you can feel the pain from what are probably either broken or maybe just cracked ribs that you have, but you can still stand up. The Ankeg that had you in its mouth is dead. You notice that behind its corpse stands Gwen with a rapier. But as you look left and right, there's still 2 Ankegs.
All right. I'm not quite sure I want to do a one-on-one again.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Die again. I think I'm just gonna take my short sword and throw it in the eyes of the one on my left.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to throw your short sword?
Yeah,
Short swords aren't made for throwing.
I know, but
If you want to throw something, you can throw a dagger.
okay, I'm gonna throw my dagger.
That's made for that. Because otherwise you'd have disadvantage.
Okay, no, I'm gonna throw my dagger.
All right, so you get back up, you take one of your daggers, and you throw it.
Yeah, it's my offhand or just my normal?
Actually, because if you wanted to, you could take both daggers, throw your main and your offhand.
Offhand. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna
Go
do
ahead.
it.
So roll for each. And don't forget to add your plus 1d4. Except the 7. The 7 is a complete miss, so we don't care. Hey, that barely hits. It doesn't hit the eye, but it does lodge itself between 2 plates on its head. Roll for damage. If you want for the damage, you can just click on the name, like the word dagger, in the chat box,
Yeah.
and it should give damage. 7. All right.
Vengeance.
Tiny vengeance. Mukluk.
Yeah. Well,
You're between 2 Ankegs. They're still like 30 feet apart from you, but still.
yeah, I'm gonna turn towards the one with the dagger in the face, and I'm gonna try to burn it again. Did seem to work fine.
By the light of Yogg-Thuan, I succeed.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
So once again, the critters of this world are immune to your divine vengeance. And it is their turn. One of them will actually move to you, Mukluk, the one that was behind you, because you have your back technically turned to it, and as it is an animal, it's sort of like programmed to do that. But the other one, the one that you tried to burn, is actually going to turn to Zanben and rush in your direction.
Again?
But what it does is it burrows back into the ground and you do not see it. You saw it like advance about a foot in your direction, and then it just dived into the ground like a diver would in a pool. And then nothing. During that time, however, oof. Yeah, Mukluk, do I hit on a 20?
Yes.
Jesus, I roll high today. What is up with these creatures? You're gonna take 11 points of slashing damage.
Oh, I'm unconscious again.
And 2 points of
Yeah, it
acid
doesn't
damage.
matter at this point.
Well, no, because it's all at the same time, so you don't fail a you don't fail a death save, but you are grappled. And it's a bit like with Zan, it's slowly starting to. You don't have an armor anymore on, so it just the acid just goes straight into your flesh.
Well, the skill, but yeah, at least there.
Oh, you still had your scale meal?
No, I had
Oh,
my
you have your
skills.
natural scales, but I mean it burns like a son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, I'm unconscious, so it doesn't matter much.
Well, it burned like an SOB before you fell unconscious.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Gwen.
Can I go stab that one?
Sure. I mean, it worked the first time. Your poison is gone,
Is it
though.
looking at me?
The one that attacked Mukluk?
Yeah.
No, it's not looking at you. It actually just charged forth without burying and just grabbed him and lifted him up from the ground.
Well, let's see. I don't know if Charm Person would actually work.
Do you think this is a person?
Yeah, because I was checking to see if it's a humanoid or not.
Now, later on, you're gonna get stuff against monsters, but not right now.
I mean, I could just stare at him if I really wanted to.
Oh, you could.
But
Do
I
you-
don't feel like that'd be a good idea because I might get Mukluk in there. And then he turned to stone, and that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah.
So let's just go stab him.
All right. So you rush up behind it, lift your rapier high.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not going to do that.
And miss. Moving on to Uriel.
Can I reach it with my crossbow?
Yeah, of course. You can reach all of them with your crossbow.
Okay. Gonna fire, well, the one that's not in the ground, obviously. Hey, I don't hit. Yay.
No, you don't. So, next up is Gregor. You have
So
enough-
I'm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm already on my knees on the ground, so I'll just take my gun and aim at the one who has Mukluk in its mandibles.
and shoot.
Yep.
Go right ahead. That's a hit, and that's holy shit, 17. Wow.
Yeah, it's 2d8 plus 4.
Yeah, no,
It's dead.
I know it's 2d8, but I was like 17. Oh yeah, because the plus 4. So that's holy schmuck. It turns around as you shot it and cleaved through one of its pincers. It just broke, and Mukluk falls down on the ground. The creature reels back and turns around at you, pissed off.
Oh,
Zan.
it's still alive.
You can see like all the blood pouring down from its pincer. It doesn't seem to have long to live, and it'll probably, like a boar, probably try to, one last charge or something. But Zanben, that's your turn. It is now your turn.
Yeah. Okay, so while the one is not in the ground is distracted by the other one, I'm gonna try to do a sneak attack on him.
The one that's next to Gwen?
To
Sure.
yeah,
So you take your short sword
yeah,
and you rush forward
for red. Yeah,
and make an attack.
I'm gonna do my sneak attack.
Well, you have to roll to hit first.
Bro.
Remember that you can add your d4?
No, I'm unconscious.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No more d4. It is a miss.
Okay.
So you two just try to stab at it, and the carapace doesn't do anything.
Since, I'm gonna do my cunning action, and I'm just gonna hide behind someone else, dude. But take it.
There's nothing to hide from this creature right now, as you're in a field of strawberries. It's pretty much towering over you.
Yeah, but I can hide it behind someone else.
It's
Grab the strawberries and squish them, and then throw the juice in its eyes. Do it.
you can
Go for it.
you can only hide behind someone else if you're smaller than them.
So only the dwarf can do it.
Well, in this case, not even. You could, if you had stayed where you were earlier, you could have hid behind the body of the other Ankeg.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I'm just gonna stay there.
2 seconds too late.
And
Mukluk, can you roll a death save? Of which you'll... Oh shit, that's 2 failures.
Yes.
Oh boy, I was expecting a 20, as
Yeah.
usual.
Well, last time it was a 1 then a 20, so
Stop it.
So everybody can just hear the heartbeat of Mukluk going faster and faster as the screen turns red. Those guys.
I brace for impact.
Yeah, because almost out of under your feet, Gregor rises that other Ankeg, who reels about and vomits on you. Can you make another dexterity saving throw?
Whoa.
And you ninja dodge out of the puke again and only take 4 points of damage. The other one that has a broken mandible now is facing 2 other people who, despite not dealing any damage, it is grossly outnumbered. And it's just going to try one last swipe. I forgot to put the +5 at Gwen. And do I hit you on a 10? Your armor class.
No.
So it just swipes at you with its other intact pincer, completely disoriented by the fact that it's missing one of the 2, and it just throws it off balance. And it is now your turn.
Can I try to go save Mukluk?
You are close enough that you can try.
I'm probably not going to do a good job, and I'm going to apologize now.
It's a medicine check.
Yeah, I'm not proficient in that, but I'm sure as hell going to try.
And it's a DC 10.
Oh.
I did it!
So, Mukluk, you do not die.
You just see her go, don't die on me now!
As Gwen just throws herself on you and starts trying to clog your wounds with whatever she has around her. You probably have strawberries inside your holes now.
Poison from her rapier, just going in and trying to stitch it up.
That will be your turn, though, Gwen.
Yeah, that's
Uriel.
fine.
Okay, well, first I'm going to fire at the one that's almost dead.
Mm-hmm. That's a hit. And it is dead.
All right, then I'm going to use my action surge and fire at the other one.
Oh. All right, go ahead. That is also a hit.
Kill him! Kill him!
The creature reels from the other bolt as you're, cranking your crossbow as fast as you can and letting loose a volley of 2 bolts. It seems to be angry at you.
Cool.
Uriel. Gregor, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm practically point blank that thing, so I'll just shoot it in the face.
Yeah, you would have disadvantage because you are in melee range of it.
Okay. That's still 16.
12, you mean? Oh, 16 because
plus 4.
you don't have the plus D4 because
yeah, you don't
Mukluk
have
is
it.
dead.
Oh, that's a concentration. So I missed.
Yep.
Okay.
You're too close and you try to aim at a vulnerable part and you just end up shooting at one of the more armored parts of the Ankeg in your haste to try to bring it down. Zanben, you're still face to face with a dead Ankeg. You can retrieve your dagger if you want,
Yeah, I'm gonna retrieve my dagger.
and you can even throw it at the other one if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the both of them again.
All right, and if you hit with the first one, that would be a sneak attack
Okay.
because Gregor
Yeah,
is next to it.
Okay.
That is not enough. How about the other one? That is also not enough. Both daggers go wild and they plant themselves somewhere in the strawberry field. You're gonna have to pick them back up after the fight. Mukluk is sleeping.
Yes.
The one last creature, in a desperate attempt to run away, is going to rush past Gregor at Uriel. It's gonna try to pick you up and dive down on the ground with you.
Cool.
Because at this point, I might as well leave with a snack. Do I hit you on a... Oh, I have Bane.
Yes, you hit.
Yeah.
Whatever you have, you hit.
Do I have an attack of opportunity on?
You
On
have
the
a
Ankeg?
ranged weapon equipped. Would I hit on a 22?
Yes, yes.
So you're gonna take 10 points of damage,
Alright,
plus 2 points of acid damage.
alright.
As it rushes up, and it actually, I think it does. Yep, it lifts you up, same as it did with the other ones. Zan, you notice the same thing that happened to you is currently happening to Uriel, but he's not dead yet.
I'm so strong.
He's still fighting it off. You are grappled and so cannot move away from the creature unless you spend an action trying to get free of it. But that will be on your turn, as it is now Gwen's.
I
Help
gotta
me.
go try to stab it in the butt again. I can't charm it.
All right, you turn around, charge, stab.
I did it!
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Hooray!
What's your damage?
That plus
There's no more poison on
I
you.
didn't mean to do that. Hang on. There we go.
But the poison only works on the first attack.
Oh, it says for an entire minute.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, the poison lasts for 1 minute, but as soon as you use it, it's
That's-
gone.
Yeah. After it is applied. Poison remains active for 1 minute after it is applied.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot to write that it actually goes away after a hit. But technically, I'm gonna have to fix it. But for now, because that was a mistake on my part, sure, we'll deal poison damage.
Hooray!
But normally, yeah, it's made so that like you have 1 minute to use it, and then after that, it goes to waste.
Okay.
But sure, I'll fix that later. Thanks for spotting that mistake in the book. Uriel, you are up.
Well, since I'm close to it, I'm gonna try to hit it with an axe. Hey!
You pick up your hand axe and lift it up and just smash at the creature, trying as much as you can to kill it. and you almost succeed. It's got a hand axe planted straight into its forehead. It is reeling from the blow. It does not let go of you.
Okay.
Gregor, it is your turn.
I'm searching in the book. How many rounds per cartridge?
Which type of firecaster do you have?
Blaster. Okay, found it.
A blaster? It's 2. Yeah, the blaster is 2.
Okay, so it takes an entire action to reload? Okay, so it means I couldn't have shot
No, that's it.
and keg the last.
But you
round.
missed anyway, so...
Yeah, okay.
So you're gonna have to
So-
spend your action to reload now.
Yeah, but I mean, if I couldn't shoot at it last round, then I reloaded.
Yeah, but since you did attack last turn anyway, I'm gonna say you're gonna have to reload now that
Okay.
we think of it.
Well, in that case, I'll just use another function of my gun, and I'll just use a flamethrower on that guy.
So you're gonna walk up to
Wait.
the Ankeg. If you use
Yeah.
the flamethrower,
Yeah.
it might hit Uriel because it's a 15-foot cone, and he's grappled by the creature.
But won't the size of the creature save me?
What I'll say is the creature's gonna give you advantage on your saving throw,
Okay.
Zan.
So,
But you can sure go ahead. What's the? Oh, it's DC 14. All right.
Dexterity?
Yeah,
save?
dexterity. I miss.
Oh.
You have advantage, so roll again.
Okay.
Yeah, you take 11 points of damage,
I'm dead.
but so does the creature.
That's how we kill bugs.
Oh, wait. Since I resist to fire, don't I only take 5?
You only take half damage. Yeah.
Yes, I'm alive.
So you fall down on the ground, pat down your still burning
Yeah.
clothes. You guys have 7 pounds of strawberries for your lives.
We also have all of the meat of these bugs, except for the one that's poisoned. Don't do that one.
So here's the nice thing about Ankeg. It's not edible
Dang it.
because it's full of freaking acid. But
Whatever
the
we do,
shells.
do not exchange shells for it. Sell them. Simon will laugh at this one because he knows.
Yeah, it happened in
Do
another
not.
game.
No.
Short selling Ankeg shells. So shells are very, very I'm gonna say expensive, but they have a very high value as they can be made turned into armors or shields, and they're very resistant, and even sometimes, if done properly, can even confer a sort of resistance to acid. And they're also very light for the amount of protection that they offer. Basically, any armor made out of Ankeg shells does not count as heavy for the purposes of encumbrance. You remember the encumbrance rule. You can have a certain number of heavy items on your character equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. So if you had like a full plate made out of Ankeg shells, well, guess what? It doesn't count as a heavy item. You still need to have the proficiency and everything. But to harvest the shells, that's the hard part. Because it's a survival check. DC 20.
Ooh.
And it needs to be made now. Like today. So what you could do if you wanted to, it's going to take a while. Pascal, can you roll a D4 for me? That's how long it'll take you in hours to wake up. All right, so you guys have 2 hours. Anyway, before you can do anything, it would be unwise to try to move Mukluk away from there.
Yeah, so we can take a short rest while.
Well, basically, they need to wait 2 hours and then spend another hour as a short rest.
Yeah, but they can, not me.
No, but if they want you to take the short rest as well, you guys could stay there for 3 hours. Or you guys could end your day here, which would give you plenty enough time to try to harvest the shells, make sure that Mukluk is back up, sleep in the strawberry field, and then move out tomorrow.
I think that's a good idea. Just
That would be the best
settle
idea,
day.
I'm just laying out like all the possible courses of action. Another one could be you could throw Mukluk's buddy down the river, hope it reaches the tavern, and move on. But that's like one of the least cool ones to do on the list.
Especially since the river doesn't go to the tavern.
Yeah.
So, if any one of you wants to do the harvesting, it's one of you rolls.
I can do it once I wake up.
And say I shouldn't do it. I'm not proficient in survival.
I'm proficient. So somebody can help me.
Only another person proficient in survival could help.
I am proficient, so I can help him.
Okay.
All right. So while you're sleeping, Mukluk, they have time to do one Ankeg. So we'll see what the result is. And when you wake up, you will notice. Well, F that. All right, thanks for coming, guys. This was a very cool game. So now everybody's full plated. My players are OP, and fuck everything. So you guys have, and we'll write it like that on your sheet for now. And after the game, I'll let you know how much it's worth and anything. But write one full Ankeg's worth of shell, or one full Ankeg's shell, one full shell of an Ankeg. Anyway, it has a value of one full Ankeg, which is a whole lot better than whatever you did with the turtle. As you wake up, Mukluk, you notice that the rest of the group have built a scarecrow out of an emptied out Ankeg.
Wow.
All the plates, or I'd say like 99% of the plates, are still intact. Even the one big pincer that hadn't been damaged could probably be turned into a sword.
Nice. At least these guys know how to fight this time. We got some. There's a probability this plan will work.
There's a sort of probability it'll work. The second and third Ankeg, who wants to roll for it?
I can actually get.
Yeah.
If you're proficient, I will help you.
Yeah, me also.
All right, so advantage.
Well,
and that is one short of being enough. Unfortunately, the other one is just too wrecked to try to salvage anything. Nobody has. Oh wait, okay. I'll be nice, but only this time. Do you have guidance?
no.
Oh well.
What's
Do we have bardic inspiration?
I don't have inspiration.
Not yet.
Well, you can give inspiration.
No, you're supposed.
No, I don't have that on my sheet.
No, wait, you're a bard. You have it at level 1.
Do I?
Well, yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah.
We probably just forgot to write it.
Yeah.
Bardic
Bard.
inspiration and vicious mockery.
D6.
Yeah, those aren't on my sheet, so I should put those
Oh.
These
on
are the
there.
most fun abilities.
Okay, so you were missing out on a bunch of shit. Let me go back to your sheet here.
Insulting people.
Man, I'll give
So
you
fun.
inspiration.
I'll just. Oh boy.
Just see Gwen just go. It goes, Mukluk, stop dying around me. I'm starting to think you don't like me.
It has only been 3 times.
Just
It's only been twice.
All right, so here, let me copy that down. Well, now it makes sense why you were missing out on stuff. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're fine.
This is all my fault. Vicious mockery.
Shame.
There you go.
Shame.
And that vicious mockery is something you have at frickin' will.
Hooray! I'm
So
gonna
you
make
can
people laugh
insult
at me.
people to death. Now, just to make sure, you also had an ability. Well, yeah, those are okay. Your folklore ability, your jack of all trades. Was it entered on your sheet? Nope.
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna go here and say you've got Jack. Where is it? Jack of all trades.
You don't have Jack of all trades?
No, I mean it's not factored on. I think we made the sheet as like we didn't finish it. I think that's what happened. So let's just fix everything else. Oh my god, I am so sorry. So you also have the Song of Rest. That is a class feature for you as a bard, where you can, during a short rest, help people regain hit points by telling rousing tales or singing or playing music. And basically anybody who would spend hit dice during that short rest also regains an extra d6. And then you have... I'm just going to minimize the stat blocks on your sheet so it doesn't take too much room. But then you also have something that is a sort of permanent ability in this world anyway, which is similar to the spell Comprehend Languages. You can expand the use of your bardic inspiration to understand any spoken language that you hear within the next 10 minutes.
Ooh.
And so
That
you
would
also
have
understand
been
written language. Well, I realize now that it would have been helpful when you guys were set upon in the dark.
Whoops.
So, sorry about that short interlude. Now, we'll go ahead and harvest. Well, roll your so bardic inspiration. It's a D6, I think, at this level.
Yeah, 6.
All right.
Yeah.
So Gwen, can you roll a D6?
Roll higher than 0.
Oh, a D6.
Yeah, I mean, but still,
There you
just the same.
go.
25.
You guys have a second full ankeg,
Nice.
and then the last one.
Well,
So we can give inspiration to Mukluk again. And
yeah,
Right.
sure.
You see her do it again.
Oh wow! Come on.
Oh, wrong button. 22.
All right. So with the inspiration, with the songs and the everything, you guys actually have 3 full ankegs. Now here's the kicker.
they're all heavy.
That shit's heavy. Each ankeg counts as a heavy item on your sheet. So the way encumbrance works is that I'm not checking like every pound of equipment you guys have or whatever, all right? What we're doing is we're looking at what I call heavy items. So each of your characters can carry with them a number of heavy items equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. So, let's say you got a strength of 12, means you can carry 2 heavy items on you. What counts as a heavy item? Any weapon or arm, any weapon that has the heavy tag next to it counts as a heavy item. And you can see that in your equipment. If you've dragged the equipment from the compendium, it's gonna be written on there if it's heavy or not. Now, the other rule for that is any object that by itself weighs 20 pounds or more also counts as heavy. So let's just, for fun, all right? I'll pick up Zanban's sheet. Zanban, you have currently on you nothing that is heavy. But because of your strength, you're only allowed to lift or to carry one heavy item.
Yay.
Now, you guys have a... what's cool with this is that you have an other resource, like table, window, whatever, section on your sheet. That's like under your flaws, your bonds, and everything. So you can just rename that to heavy items and put in how many you can lift or carry. And then it's easier to keep track of your encumbrance that way. We can do that during the break. But I know that between the three of you, I think you guys all have enough to be able to carry them.
Well, I can because I already have a heavy crossbow and I have 0 modifier for my strength.
So your heavy crossbow, I think it counts as heavy.
Well, you said that if it had heavy in front.
Oh, no, not in the name. It's in the tags. Let me check if it has it. Yeah, see, heavy crossbow has the property heavy, loading, range, and two-handed. So it is a heavy item. Which means that this is... You're already basically carrying the maximum that you could carry.
I can take one.
I can also take one.
Actually, I think the longbow... Yeah, the longbow is also a heavy item.
Why do I have it?
Because it came as part of your starting package.
Great.
So technically, you would have to... we'll fix that, but like for now, we can say you left it at the inn.
Cool.
Like in your room. So yeah. If you guys can lift them, if you guys can carry them, go right ahead. Okay, it's weird, but there's an important call I have to take. I'm very sorry about that. Oui, hello?
So, are we going back right now to the tavern, or...
We probably should, because we can't carry all of that and go
Ok,
exploring
ouais, j'ai
at the
pas
same
eu le temps de
time.
prendre mes messages encore.
It's too much.
Je suis pas mal occupé sur un autre meeting.
And we'll actually be able to shut up that Minotaur.
Hey, I gave him money. He's fine with me.
Ah, ok, ben c'est parfait.
Yeah, we can give him one and he'll be happy for the rest of us.
Yeah, the math that I did was, it was 750 gold divided by 18 was 41.6. So rounded up to 42. So if everybody gave him 42 gold pieces at some point, that would be enough to pay off his debt.
Yeah, but where do we find any money here?
I mean, you can always try and look around and steal it from bandits, goblins, other humanoid-ish characters. You never know. The bounties.
Yes, you did.
If we find any other trade posts, we could probably get money from them.
Or if I could get Smith's tools, I could craft armors out of them.
Actually, there's probably someone selling them. What's her name?
Gisela at the trading post. Yep. But
So, yeah.
otherwise...
Yeah, the plan is going back to the trading post to dump that stuff.
You can. Do you want to try to ford the river? Or do you want to go back? Because right now it's approaching nightfall. So...
Well, didn't we say we were just wait the day out there? So I presume we would.
You're waiting the day out? All right. Then
And
that...
since we don't have to forage for food, we can just fast track to the inn.
Did we get all of the wild strawberries, or did
you
we
got
only
7
get...
pounds out of a possible 4, 7, 35 maybe.
So if I did a survival check and tried to get a little bit more that weren't
Hello?
trampled on, would that be okay?
You can try.
I see that peeking head.
What peeking head?
Yeah, I didn't do good.
Can I try to do that? You know, since we're using.
Actually, you can roll a d3 plus. Okay, give me just a quick second there. A d3 plus 1.
Are you talking to me?
No, to Gwen.
Oh, hang on. Roll 1d3 plus 1. Dang it. Oh. Why are you saying that it's not working?
No, it's working.
There it goes.
So 4 more pounds, but that's all you can gather after a full day. You guys have your bags loaded with strawberries, various small animals that you've hunted in the forest, and pancake shells. So, with that, you are heading back to the inn. What we'll do is we'll take a break, and when we come back in about 10 minutes, I'll try to fix the names in the meantime. When we come back in about 10 minutes, we'll pick right back up from the trading post. All right, so we'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
Cool.
Ciao, everyone. And we're back, everyone, with names. Names. Name. I really have to put my arms super high.
Oh, God.
But now we've got names on our overlay. It's basic, but it's gonna do. So you can see who we are and what our Twitter handle is for each of us. What? Oh no, I wrote Mukluk. That's just.
Yep.
That's just a typo, you guys. It's all right. There you go, Mukluk. It's calm down. Everything's fine. All right, you made your way back to the trading post with your 300 pounds worth of pancake shells, your XYZ amount of food, and actually as you come in, One-Eyed Max looks up at you coming back with your bags laden with goods, and he asks, "Oi, did you get any of them wild strawberries?"
Yeah. We got 11 pounds of those for you.
How many?
11 pounds?
Alright. I'm gonna check my notes to tell you how much I can give you for that. So, 11 more pounds. 11 brought by Mukluk, Gwen, Gregor, Uriel, and Zanben.
Sunben.
I'm gonna get your name at some point.
Yeah. It's okay.
Max looks them over and says, "Oh, I can do stuff with that. Maybe put them in breakfast or something." And he rummages through a bag behind the counter and he hands out 55 silver pieces. Says, "That's all I can afford for now. You'll take it. Bring me back some more food and I'll see if I can't pay any more."
Okay. Have you seen Gisela?
Aye, she's in her store.
Okay.
That's where she lives, anyway. We're not on speaking terms, which is very awkward because we were the only two settlers here for a while.
I'm not going to say a word on this. Gregor, Gisela's in her shop. if you want
Yeah.
blacksmith tool for the shells.
Yeah, I'll visit her shop. See if we can find any blacksmith tools.
Sure, she opens the door to her shop. Well, you open the door to her shop, and a little bell rings, falls because it's cracked and has never been repaired. And Gisela looks up. She's like sorting through what meager provisions she has, but you notice there's this big crate in the middle of her shop floor, and it's marked with the Coco. So the coffee, cocoa, and coconut company from Volgier, and she's arranging like what seems to be a shipment of exotic goods. And she turns around to you and she says, "Oh, hi! Welcome to the Desperate Settler. How can I help you?"
I came across some strange materials which I could use for smithing, but I don't have any tools. Do you sell blacksmith tools?
I have, and she rummages through like her stuff, goes and fetches disparate items from different shelves, and she puts them all together, and she's like, "Well, I have this here secondhand smith's tools that you can use. I don't have a proper set. We're still missing an anvil. It got stolen from us by the bandits a bit before the heaviest snows of winter. But I mean, that can do for repairs and everything, if that's what you need it for. I can sell it to you, or trade it if you want.
Well,
DM has to pick up his shit.
So you said that her door is creaking or something. How's the shop?
So
Is it falling apart?
okay, here's let's say like how walls should be. Here's how her walls are. The
Okay, so-
shop it's not, well, yeah, it's become shoddy.
So I'm no carpenter, but what can I fix with? Let's see. Do I have mending? Yeah, I do. So what can I fix with mending?
So you can fix the bell, that's for sure. You can probably fix a few things in her shop, but nothing that would make the Desperate Settler any more sturdy or any more up to code, if you will.
If there's a code.
If there's a code, but you get my meaning.
Yeah. So how much for
She's willing
partial
to.
set?
Well, she's willing to take 10% off in exchange for various small repairs, right? Which would bring your sets of tools to a total of 18 gold pieces.
Unfortunately, I don't have enough.
You can try to haggle, or you can barter with other if you have stuff to sell.
Not at the moment, no. But it's not like I can do anything without an anvil
I know.
to reshape the pieces. And keg.
Well, if you ever find an anvil anywhere, you're welcome to use it. I mean, I know if you find the one that was stolen from me, I won't hold it against you if you wanted to use it for yourself. I mean, after all, you would be the one bringing it back.
Okay.
Do we remember seeing an anvil at the bandit camp? The one we kind of pillaged?
Actually, no. Like you went through the whole place, and they did not have anything to maintain their equipment in any sort of like functional quality whatsoever. Like they were using stuff that was wearing down, and at some point, you know, they'd raid another caravan, pick up whatever they needed, and change, like switch weapons with. You remember like the crossbows I think I mentioned had like the symbol of the militia of a nearby nearby his relative, but a Republican town. So that Like they probably just stole whatever they could to replace what was breaking down.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go see Jajela and ask her, how much bolt does she have at the shop? Because I'm gonna buy more bolt.
Oh, nobody brought me bolts yet. I have 2 light crossbows, but I don't have bolts. Apparently, everybody that brings me resources so far have been bringing me weapons, but not bolts. And most of my shipments come from, well, mainly these 3 big companies when they can make it, and it's mostly food stuff. Mind you, this one was a nice present, and she motions to the Coco crate. I have a pound of coffee. That's always useful. But otherwise, basically, she goes on to explain that she doesn't order weapons. She doesn't have weapon shipments coming in. Partly because it's too dangerous with the bandits and everything around to have weapon shipments come into the Wildlands. If the place was more settled, it would be easier.
Okay.
Aren't you on speaking terms with Max?
Oh, he's all out. Minotaurs are brutish and vulgar. I don't really like. It's not that I don't like Max. I just don't really feel safe around Minotaurs. I have nothing against them, per se, but I don't feel. I mean, I spent the whole winter with him. I mean, not with him, but like in this place. And I mean, if he blew a gasket, I could not have run away. So I'd rather stay in the shop here. And he would bring me food every morning, and I'd say thank you, and that's it. I mean, you've seen how big he is. One.
Or are big and scary looking doesn't mean that they're out to hurt you.
Well, stay in the Wildlands long enough and you'll realize that pretty much everything here either wants to eat you, steal your stuff, or kill you, and not necessarily in that order.
Well, he wouldn't. It doesn't sound like he wants to do that if he let you set up a shop here.
Oh,
He wants people to settle here.
Yeah, he's not out to get you. He might seem like an intimidating person, but he's not bad. He's someone that is attempting to build a home for people. And if you two aren't on speaking terms and you're not working together, this place is never going to grow.
Can you give me a persuasion check?
I can try. I'll take that.
She sighs and says, "Oh, all right. I guess I'll try to go talk to him."
Do you want me to go with you?
Well,
I did give him money, so maybe seeing me there will also make him not as brutish as you put it.
Sure. Yeah, we can. I mean, I don't want to impose.
I mean, we're not gonna head out at least for a little bit longer anyway. So.
All right. Well, I mean, I do need a few replacement sheets for my bed, and I wouldn't mind something warm for once. Sure. All right. And she straightens her pants and her tunic, and she removes her apron, which she hangs on a a hook next to the door. She motions you all out of her store. She closes the door and lock it with a key that hangs around her neck. And says, "This is not a ploy to rob me blind, right?
No.
Because I warn you, I can be dangerous."
We just want this place to grow. That's all.
All right, lead the way.
She just gives everybody the evil eye. Don't you dare.
There's like just a bunch of snakes that rise up, and each one looks at someone. So y'all go back to the inn. Max is there counting his strawberries and looking through like a big book, an old weathered book, and he's flipping through the pages and then looking down at the strawberries and then looking at the pages, and he's making these weird minotaur sounds with his nose, a sort of like but that's also mixed with like a moo. So it's like as he's like going through the pages. You gather that he's probably like angry at something. But as she comes in, Grisella hears this and she turns to you guys and she's like, "I think he's already in a mood. I don't." All right. Max looks up and like, "Oi, what are you doing here?" She's like, "Well, and she turns back to you and she's like, "I don't have anything to tell him right now. This isn't."
Ask for your sheets.
Max, I would need a couple blankets. It's my old one is basically finished. And Max is like, "Oh yeah, just go in the back and pick one up." And she turns to all of you, slightly confused, and just walks awkwardly past Max and into the back store. And he turns to you and says, "What's up with her?"
She's a little nervous.
"Oh, I mean, aren't all humans nervous?"
Nah. In this day and age, everyone's just a little on edge. Maybe put on a happy face for her when she comes in every so often. Make her feel a little more welcome.
Can all of you make a wisdom saving throw?
Oops. So,
Well, that would be a 21, a 10, a 24, 11, 22. You guys are rattled and shaken at the expression that Max puts forth. You're not frightened, but holy shit, is his happy face not nice to see. He just sorts of grins, but it's like, and he's like missing a tooth. You see that there's another one that's been pierced, and there's a ring coming out of it, like that goes through it. And he's like,
you know what? Just stay yourself.
Yeah. But,
"Why is she gonna come around more? I thought she hated my guts."
She doesn't hate you.
"Prone to bouts of violence, I heard her. It's what she told to other visitors. I'm just a loose cannon, a fireball ready to explode."
Well, did you do something to make her think that?
And he slams the counter in anger, and he's like, "Of course I didn't."
She just like sees like a lone strawberry just like fall off the counter. And she's just like, "You just ruined a strawberry."
6 seconds rule, and he bends down, picks it up, and blows on it. He's like, "Plus, I can boil them all." "All right, so what are you standing here for?"
Just making sure she's okay.
"Oh, 'cause you think I'm gonna kill her, is that it?"
Nah, she thinks you're gonna kill her.
I knew
But-
it. And
Why don't you
pansy
just-
cowards, humans.
Why don't you just talk to her? Tell her that you don't mean her any harm.
Hey, Grisella. Whatever your name is. I'm not gonna kill you. And you just hear like a feeble, thanks. Where are the blankets again? And he's like, third barrel, the one without all the water. And she comes out after a few minutes with like 2 blankets. And you see Max raise a hand. And knowing him, you've been staying here for about like 3 weeks. And you know he's about to ask for money. But then he looks at all of you. And he just lowers his hand back down and taps on the counter. And makes that weird sound again. He's like, if you're all done making small talk and stuff, we're still gonna run out of food soon. I hate going week to week. So out with you. Do whatever it is you came here to do. And, I'll be nice.
Is it okay if I store this in your storage and then I take out full egg shell?
We just put it in Gwen's room, right?
Oh, thanks.
So you've just
Well,
like
well,
stuffed her
whatever.
bedroom full of like 3 large creatures.
Yeah,
Why don't you just ask the shopkeep lady to keep hold of it for you?
Well, Max would be delighted to put your stuff in his cold storage, seeing how there is no freaking food in it anyway. But he does ask for a 1 silver piece a day fee.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll give him an advance of like 10.
All right. If you ever find your stuff outside, it's because you're behind on your payments. Yeah. Banking's a bitch, isn't it? And he just goes on and picks up, and you actually see him like he loads all of the shell pieces on his arms, like a guy trying to fit as many bags as he can to do like just this one trip with grocery bags. But he actually manages to bring like 2.5 ank eggs with him at once. Brings it all to the back store and back in, and Emily disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna send her a quick message. Let me just fix. I'll fix 1 camera. We only need to fix 1 camera, so that's good. Let me just do these. Hello again, Gregor.
Hello.
You're not centered, but it's not a problem. All right. We'll fix it again when she comes back. So, y'all are done at the trading post, or are you done at the trading post?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Did we take the smith tools or not?
We have tools. We are lacking an anvil to actually make the armor.
Okay.
I didn't buy them because I don't have money, but or let's just come back once we
Well,
buy an anvil.
you know, since there wasn't any bolt to be sold, I guess I can give you the money to make up for the difference to the 7 gold piece that you're missing.
Or I can just try to
Oh.
steal them.
The what?
To steal them. I can steal them.
Nah.
So, how much GP were you missing for 18?
Well, I was missing 8, but I still need that money to, stay at the end. So
Yeah.
let's just wait until we find an anvil before I buy, because it's no use buying these tools if I can't use. So
They can wait in the shop. Not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
Yeah, they'll be, well, I mean, unless another players buy them. Oh, her internet went out. That's not cool. So,
Plan, explore the mountain pass up to the way to the actual camp up north. That's okay with you? So going that way.
so you'd be, okay, so you want to go through the hills and try to make your way north while
That
avoiding
or-
the forest?
Yeah.
Probably that, or we go to the Rabble ruins.
At the south?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. It's right beside us, so why not?
that could help. Maybe we can find an anvil there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh shit, she's back.
So yeah, we'll go to the Rabble ruins for now. And
Wait, Emily, are you on your phone?
I am on my phone.
Okay.
I mean, I can't do anything else, so I might as well go for my phone.
Sure. I hope you've got plenty of data.
I've got enough.
All right.
Someone
mean-
will have to make my rolls for me, though.
Yeah, no problem. I have your sheet, so. And you disappeared again.
Nah,
Oh,
I'm
here.
like flipping through stuff.
Oh, okay. So, you guys decided to head south instead and to go explore somewhere else instead of going back up. So, where are you going?
so
GG, right? Yeah.
down and back to the
All right. Which
normal pace.
which pace are you traveling at?
normal.
All right, so you can cross. Basically, it takes you 4 hours to reach this ruined structure. So, as you approach, it is turning midday, and you notice there probably used to be a path around here because you see these small mounds of cobblestones here and there. They've probably been put there as markers, or maybe they were left there as part of like an effort to create an actual road, and like this is where the workers would pick up the cobblestones. So Lord Arctic Frost says, thank you for your determination, Emily.
You're welcome.
So I could give her inspiration, but I normally hand it out at the end of the session, which will probably go to her. She'll probably get some anyway, but we'll see about that. Right before we get into that, past all the little mounds of cobblestone, you notice, before you get to the ruined structure, Mukluk, Greg, Uriel, and Zan. There are also ruins to the south.
But what kind of ruins exactly?
Big ass stones. That's all you can see from where you are.
Well, I want to use, I don't know if I'm close enough, but I want to use my background ability.
It's 6 miles away. You'd have to be
So,
on the hex.
I'd have
use
to
it.
be on the hex.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't we have runes in our hex?
Yeah, in your hex. So the thing is I just wanted to let you know that as you're, exploring this hex and going to the ruins you spotted last time, you notice that like on a hill, a low hill to the south, there seems to be another ruined structure. Of course, this is also for everybody watching to make sense. Like, I know it's weird that all my players magically see 6 miles away all the time. But the thing is so they can know, they can spot points of interests on the map. And so they have like sort of a places to go that they would want to, instead of, having a completely empty map and hoping that they stumble upon something. Which, speaking of stumbling, the thing you see here, are you okay, Emily?
I'm moving stuff. It's fine.
All right.
I'm tired of holding the phone, so I put it on a stand.
It's okay. I thought you had dropped it. That's why.
No, almost.
So there are a few low walls arranged in a square pattern. Most of them have been destroyed or weathered down by the elements. In a corner of those low walls stands a lone house that would have been probably 2 stories high in its day. There seems to also be ruins on the opposite end of the square. Let's call it a fence, because that's what it was basically used for. But that's what it is. An emptied out house. The ceiling, the roof is long since collapsed. Part of one of the walls is missing. Just, reduced to rubble over time. But the rest, the 3 other walls that are standing, are basically made out of fieldstone. This strikes you as potentially a, well, especially you, Gregor, since you have historical knowledge. It is a farm, a human farm.
Oh, let's take a look at the ruins. Maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
So I'll enter the farmhouse.
Sure. Can one of you choose which? Roll an investigation check for the ruins.
I will.
Sure, if everybody's if
Yeah.
everybody agrees with it.
Let
Yeah,
the
I'm not
dwarf
perfect.
investigate.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody else?
Let me pull up Emily's sheet.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm proficient in, but like off memory. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna do something, Emily, so you can. Do you have physical dice with you?
I do in this giant bag.
All right, because look, I'll do a thing here.
I have to figure out what I all have actually. 'Cause I don't know. Like half mine and half my boyfriend's.
Do you have Discord on your phone?
I do have Discord on my phone. That's how I got the link.
So here. Oh God, no. Wrong thing. This is the group chat. Here's your sheet.
Okay, let's see.
I didn't put all of the like other abilities and whatnot, but you've got like the important part.
Okay.
So you've got the skills, you've got your attacks, you've got your charm person, your vicious mockery, your rapier, and then like what's missing is basically bardic inspiration, comprehend languages, and petrifying gaze.
Yeah.
So
Words make it easier for me to read.
wait, something's not right. I think yeah. For a second, I removed the caravan from you guys. So. Wait. Is somebody playing around with my stuff?
What? No.
Nope.
I moved the marker for the big ass stones, but
No. It's. Wow. Can one of you move the caravan for a second? Okay. And then this, I'm gonna move it here. So it's there, and then I'm gonna put it back down here. And then it's okay. That was just weird. I think OBS lagged for a second, and it like sort of, whatever. So investigation roll.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Emily, do you have a tablet?
I do.
Because you could install Roll20 on it.
I don't remember where I put it. That's the problem.
Oh.
So
Crap.
we're gonna have to
It's
do
okay.
it with my phone.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So, investigation 20. Here's what you find inside this ruined structure. You found 3 bandits. Dead. Long dead. Some of them with limbs missing. Most of them reduced to nothing but bones and a few scraps of meat. There's an anvil. One of them actually died holding on, like clutching onto the anvil.
Oh, that was fast.
On the bandits, you find 16, 26, 28, 28, 39 silver pieces. And okay, 1 still functional leather armor that hasn't been eaten through. 2 short swords. 3 crossbows. And
Light or heavy?
Light crossbows. And a total of 30 bolts.
Can I have the bolt, please?
Yeah, go for it.
There are also 6 broken bolts on the ground.
Do the bandits still have their head on?
They have their heads in the sense that there's a skull, if that's what you mean.
Okay. I was thinking of scalping them and get some money.
No, actually, they've been dead for a while. You think they've probably been here for quite some time.
Okay.
So you said 2 short swords, 2 short swords, and 3 crossbows.
Yeah, 3 light crossbows and 1 leather armor.
As
your-
speaking of leather armor, did my leather armor get damaged when I was getting
No, it's flavor.
Okay.
Though we will probably begin using the permanent injuries optional rule that I want to test with you guys starting next game. Zan and Mukluk.
Yeah.
As you're looking out in this, what has essentially become a 1-room structure, you hear the low, cushioned footsteps of something outside.
I'm gonna whisper to the others. There's a danger near. Someone sneaking.
Is there windows so that we can maybe just sneak and look outside?
There are holes in the walls if you
Yeah.
want to take a look. I'd say though, if you can peek your head out if you want to look, but then, if you poke your head out just like that, like, I mean, if you see something, it might see you back. You can try to do it stealthily if you want.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Rogue.
Can I also attempt to do this? Oh, wait. I might have internet again. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Okay, because your phone froze.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at my if I'm looking at my sheet, it freezes.
So,
I will be back in a moment.
no problem. 11.
Yeah.
As you poke your head out, you notice these 4 wolves that were slowly stalking up to the farm. They're staring at you dead in the eyes.
Nice.
What you failed to see is the bigger wolf that snuck up and jumps over the wall and tries to take a bite at you. By the way, you guys, it's been 2 days. You've gained all of your HP back and everything. But giant ass wolf still has an attack with advantage.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, that's what it's gonna do. And I'm gonna take the 15. So do I hit you on a 20?
Yeah.
All right, you're going to take 8 points of damage, and you're gonna have to make a strength saving throw. Emily's back.
Rip.
Oh yeah, like completely. You are ripped to shreds. Now the wolf jumped over the low wall, grabbed you by the throat, and just threw you down with all of its weight. The 4 of you notice this beast is as big as a horse.
What?
Yeah. Hey, initiative. This is just one of those days. All right, Uriel 17. Gregor 15. Gwen not as fast as a couple days ago.
Look,
Mukluk
I'm
suddenly a lot
tired.
faster.
I've mended relationships.
Yeah, that's true. That was a very busy morning. Zan, can you roll for initiative? And my puppers. Haven't, of course. Of freaking course. All
The
right.
table has turned.
Oh, how the tables have turned indeed. So it's Uriel, Mukluk, and then Gregor, Gwen, and last of all, the wolves. Go right ahead, Uriel. So there's this one giant ass wolf pinning down Zanben on the ground and trying to like break his neck by swinging its head left and right.
Yeah, well, I'm going to fire my heavy crossbow at it.
Right, since you're all inside this tiny place,
Yeah.
though, ranged attacks would be at a disadvantage.
Really?
Yeah, doesn't matter, you miss anyway.
Yeah.
But you take the crossbow. I mean, the creature takes up most of the room. You pick your crossbow up, and as you try to aim, it just like shifts its weight and knocks the crossbow all out of your hands, and you fire at a wall.
Cool.
That was your well, unless you want to do anything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my action surge and try to slash it with my axe.
All right.
And I miss again.
And you miss. It's just
Yay.
a fun fest of whoa. Mukluk, it's your turn.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go to Zan and say a small prayer on this is now his time to look heroic while he's getting chewed by a big gas wolf. So cast heroism on him and basically temporary H point at the beginning of each of his turn.
Yeah, and how many temp HP is that?
It's 3.
All right, so Zan, you get 3 temporary hit points at the start of each of your turn. They do not stack, so they can never go above 3. But even if you lose them at the start of your next turn, they come back.
Okay.
This is not real hit points. It's like you can put them in the other box, the one that says temporary hit points. But yeah, so Mukluk just bent over you as you're getting eaten up by a wolf, and he's like, it's your time now, kid. Gregor, it's your turn.
So the other wolves, they're outside?
You haven't seen any other wolves outside.
Oh no, I don't. I have only seen the big one.
Well, yeah, because it's in your face. But the other ones outside, you'd need to peek your head out.
Don't do it.
Well,
Like Zan
don't
hasn't
have
had time to warn anybody yet.
okay. In that case, so you said that if I try to shoot at the wolf, I'll be at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, for the moment, I'll just cast Arcane Armor.
All right. You've arcane armored yourself. And Gwen.
I'm gonna insult the heck out of it. 'Cause why not?
All right. I have a will save. I think it's wisdom for
It is
vicious
a
mockery.
wisdom saving throw.
Yes, these creatures are wise beyond their years. 7. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm saying mine's an 11, so.
No, but what I mean is, what do you tell the creature? What's your insult?
I tell it that its mother is a goblin humper.
Oh, that hurts. And what's the damage?
That's a hang on, what was it? 1d4 of psychic
I think you
damage.
can click on it like straight from your attacks on your sheet. There's a vicious mockery under your rapier.
Yep. There it is. Oh, it's a DC 13. That's something.
But it's 2 points of psychic damage.
Yes, and then
It's got disadvantage on its
next
next
attack roll.
Yeah. So that's good. Because it would have advantage against Zanben. Zan.
Yeah.
You're prone on the ground. What do you do?
I'm taking out my dagger and attack him.
All right. So you take the dagger out and you try to
Yeah.
jab it into the wolf.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, that's a hit. Well, it's both. It would be both your off hand and your main hand.
Yeah.
So roll for both damages, and because everybody's next to it, I'll count the thing as being threatened. So you also do sneak attack damage. So 5 for the main one.
And I have my sneak attack.
Yeah.
too.
So that's 13. What the hell? 14? That's not supposed to happen.
And basically.
Oh no, it's yeah, okay, click on the word sneak attack. The 14 is just the like weird attack roll that comes with it. I have to fix that on the sheet. But here, I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
4. It's okay. So 9, 17.
Damn.
Is it dead? Is it dead? Oh no, it is not dead. It's just pissed off.
Yay!
Oh, it's a big ass wolf. That's your turn. Now it's up to the wolf. And the wolf is not done with you. And the wolf would have had advantage, but it doesn't have advantage anymore. Because, you know, it was
It got
insulted,
insulted.
apparently.
Who's insulted?
But it
That's
still
not
hits on a
Ow.
20, I think, right?
Yeah.
And you take 8 points of damage as it just goes in for the kill. remember, you take, so basically you lose your 3 temporary hit points, and then you take
Yeah.
5 points of damage. Are you still standing?
Nope. Got 12. Yeah, I'm still standing.
All right. So it's, you notice that the wolf is trying to drag you outside by your, whatever it's biting on you. So it hasn't moved yet, but like it moved in the sense that it turned around to try to go for the exit. And since Yuzan has seen what is happening outside, you get the distinct impression you're about to become a lunch. Uriel.
Where's the wolf is still in the house, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's pretty much there.
I'm gonna try my axe again.
Sure thing. And the hand axe doesn't hit. The wolf just swings its body to the right at the very, very last moment and dodges out of your swing.
Cool.
There's a sort of intelligent malice in its eyes. Mukluk.
Oh, okay. Well, let's keep the rogue from dying, so I'm just gonna try to save his life with a healing spell.
Sure.
Bang!
Ooh.
Then it HP. As I try to fight off the wolf away, but we're slowly tearing him apart.
Very slowly. Gregor.
Okay, so I'll try to shoot it anyway because all my attacks are in range.
All right. With disadvantage.
On 14.
But that is a hit.
Yay.
And that is damage. You stuck your blaster to its hide and you just fired away. The beam of fire energy came out and just burnt it like a big, nice hole, and it smells like burnt fur and steak. Gwen.
It's still alive.
Oh, yes, it is.
I'm just gonna stare at it. So that's a.
So you
hang on,
have to roll your hit dice.
Yes. Oh, I can just click on it. Oh, that's so beautiful. It did the thing.
That's only one. Did you want to roll more than one?
Yes, I did. I thought that
So
it
click
said
again.
that it had two, but apparently it didn't want to roll both of them at the same time.
So a total of 11. Does it
Yeah.
have 11 hit points left?
Do you add your Constitution modifier when you roll for to turn something to stone?
It's hit dice, so yes.
Yeah.
I think in the
Oh,
home
wow.
game we didn't use it that way.
No, because a lot of things could have turned to stone.
Yeah, but
If I
it's
did.
it's with Constitution. I think when we used it the first time, I didn't think about it, and then I just assumed that it was done every time. But it's actual hit dice.
Oh,
So
wow, I
yes,
never
your
did it.
barbarian Medusa with a high Constitution could actually turn a lot of shit to stone. But then again, you lose all of your hit dice, so
Yeah, but
that's the trade-off. And you only regain 2 hit dice per rest. So
Which I mean, I only have two anyway, so that's fine for me.
what happens if I don't have enough hit points?
I don't know.
First turn.
it
it's
is restrained, and next
Yeah.
time he does a save on his turn, and if he fails, then he's turned to stone.
Actually,
As
so
a DC
yeah.
is an 8 plus my proficiency bonus
So
plus my
10.
charisma modifier.
So I don't know what your charisma is, but
It is plus 3.
so it's 13. But for now, it is actually restrained. And you guys notice that most of its fur is starting to get clogged up with dust. And the wolf has trouble moving, all of your attacks against the wolf are at an advantage right now because it cannot move. Zanben.
Great. So I'm still in this mouth, right?
Well, it's basically it's like an angry dog that pulled you to the ground, and it's trying to bite at your. So it's not like the Ankegs where you're grappled. Like you could get back up, or you could stay under it and keep shiving it with your dagger.
I'm gonna shoot it with my dagger. So it with advantage, right?
With advantage, yes. And if you hit, it's a sneak attack. You hit with the first, you crit with the offhand. So just click on the names in the chat box to roll for damage. Did you click on both different names?
No, I've...
Okay, so 7 for the regular dagger, and then click on the offhand one. Because it's going to count your crit automatically. Yeah. So 7, 12. It is dead. And as you remove your dagger, you have just enough time to push it to the side as it turns to stone. Outside, you hear the baying of wolves and the telltale barking and howl of multiple creatures. But as you look outside the farmhouse, the wolves notice that the big-ass one didn't come out, and so leave with their tails between their legs.
Yay.
It wouldn't be possible to tame one of those things, would it?
Yes. Given enough time, food, patience, yes. You'd need to capture it alive, preferably a baby. But you could try to do it with an adult one. Are you proficient in animal handling?
I'm not.
So
I just
need-
want to replace it for Henry.
You would need to find somebody who is, but it is entirely feasible. I know Brianna's a ranger.
Proficiency in animal handling?
I actually can do it.
No, you can become proficient for 10 minutes.
No, animal handling.
Oh, you are proficient in animal handling? Oh,
Yeah.
so even Mukluk could try to do it for you.
I paid you. Can you do it for me?
Well, right now I don't know who you want to.
Maybe we
anything
can
with.
try to start with the kobold, then.
You want to tame
You know,
the kobold
that's
first?
a good point.
So that big dire wolf. What would have made a very nice cloak or bed, blanket, or whatever is now turned to stone.
Yep.
If you guys want, there's a statue of a dire wolf you can bring along with you.
Yeah, we're gonna give that to One-Eye Max.
He can put it up like outside of the tavern and make it even more terrifying to walk inside.
Yeah, especially since it was petrified as it was eating at Zanben. So it looks like a giant wolf with its head like bent down, its jaws wide open, ready to go for the kill. It's a very kick-ass statue.
We can make it watch the prisoners in the cage.
Here we go.
Just shove it in front of the cage and be like, there you go. So, among the 5 of you, you can bring an anvil and a direwolf statue that you have to drag back with ropes. And it just makes this like groove in the ground for like 6 miles if you want. Or you can keep exploring this place and explore elsewhere before going back. But I'll assume that unless something happens like last week, you guys will bring back the anvil and the statue by the end of the game today.
Yeah, let's just explore the rest of the hex and go to the one to the south afterward.
But knowing that we just got ambushed by a wolf, do we go at a slow pace and make sure that there's no more critter waiting for us?
Yeah. Make
So-
a perception check. All of you.
Oh, still the
An advantage.
yeah.
Wow, everybody has advantage. What the hell?
No, I had disadvantage.
Oh, yeah, everybody has disadvantage. Oh, because you left yours. So I'll just take the
Yeah.
leftmost number anyway. 6, 16, 19, 16. So 16 and over. You've scoured the place thoroughly. There are no more wolves. A lot of prints, though. And you found somewhere... you found somewhere in the field a couple of the bones that were missing from the bandits, gnawed as if by dogs.
Can we make a trap for the pups? Try to catch one.
You could, if you have a hunting trap in your inventory. You could, with a high enough survival, you'd have to check up on it from time to time. But if you do have a hunting trap, like it's a bear trap, it's made for it.
Yeah, I'm more thinking about like a cage so we don't kill the wolf.
You would need to find a cage or make one up. But it is entirely possible. Given that you're nowhere near any reserves of wood or anything like that. Like there are a few like tiny trees around, but like the land has been pretty much cleared out to make room for this farm. But I'd say like give yourself a few days, and yeah, like it's something that we could absolutely do at the start of the next game. You'd have like gathered the material in between. But yeah.
So we go south now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
All right.
south.
That's going to be the end of your day after that, though. But you can get south. The sun is starting to go low over the horizon.
Oh, wait.
And you
Go
stumble
on.
upon... the what?
No, I'm just thinking I can use a strength.
What's the number for that hex?
Which one?
The one you're on.
MMM9.
MMM9. Yes. MMM9. So, it used to be a magnificent obelisk that has now fallen to its side and is covered in moss.
Is it a dragon chess piece?
I've got a whole set still.
So, nobody has dragon chess sets anymore. But
Just the
Can we all agree never to talk about this again and just go back to the
so, can Gregor... Actually, I'm going to let Gregor and Gwen make a history check
no.
before everybody else can do anything.
Can I just use my background?
Oh, you can use your background. I'm going to tell you some information about the place because of your background. But what you managed to glean through this, Gregor, you only know that this is this is old. This is very old. And this does not fit the making of anything, of any of the current races that you know would inhabit this land. It is primitive, but clearly not Bowaki or Dwarven. And as you're moving moss around and everything, Gwen, you notice that it bears some sort of resemblance to old Medusa architecture.
Oh no.
That's all you can make out of that.
I just like look at it. I just shake my hand and go, nope, nope, no.
It's been ruined by years and years of being out under the weather.
But if I remove the moss, are there any markings? Or
Not anymore.
Oh.
It seems like there should have been, or there might have been, but it's just been washed away with time.
If I look around the base of the obelisk, where it
So-
should have stood.
It's more like it's not like a carved obelisk, more like it's this one big stone that was propped up, and then something might have been written on it, and then it fell down. So there's no proper base to it.
So if we like lifted it up to try to make it stand upright again.
You could. It's pretty fucking heavy, but it is something you can try always.
My
So I
guys,
think
do it.
obelisk-
I'll do my cheerleader clap again.
Obelisk might not have been the right word. Henge might be a better word for it. A henge made out of stone. Something like a stone henge. But like not a circle. Just this like one miniature standing tall. If you guys want to pull it up, you're gonna have to describe to me how you managed to do that.
But before we continue on, can I try to also investigate and do a history check on it? And have more detail on what it would be?
You honestly, because either you're an archaeologist or a Medusa, I'd say you could if it was moved up,
Okay.
and you could glean another clue from it. That might help.
I mean, does anybody have any rope?
Yes, I do.
I do too.
Why don't we tie some rope to it and then try to pull it that way? So that way we're not just lifting it up with our hands.
Mhm.
You can even use your little golem to help.
It doesn't have enough strength.
It can try. It can be the one to give everybody inspiration. You can just tell it to go like that.
Okay, Tuck.
All
Clap
right.
your hands.
Tuck
Yay.
just goes mechanically click, click, click.
Like a little monkey with symbols.
Yeah, if we tie a rope to it and then I do some inspiration to help us out a little bit.
I'll say
would-
all of you make a strength check. Gwen, you can decide after you guys roll. Not a save, but a check. So you can
Oops.
just click on
Sorry.
your strength stat. And Gwen, when all the rolls are done, you can choose who you want to give the inspiration to. So basically, there's a DC in my mind. All right. I need to have 3 successes, so at least 3 people who rolled above that DC. And then, of course, if people rolled under, well, sucks to be them, but they weren't strong enough to help.
I think it happened.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's probably me and Gregor.
Every check is going to take you guys a day.
Oh.
Jeez.
We're they here, so
So
I-
right now,
If we try to do the check and it takes us more of the day, can we still maybe do some survival check for food, or does that action
there's
take out?
it's going to take most of the day, but there is no food sources around.
Okay.
No.
Like
I
not
feel
inside
like-
that head somewhere.
The best person I think to give this to, I feel like it's either gonna be Zan or Uriel, because I feel like the DC's in like that general range. So I think I'm gonna give it to Uriel just because he has a slight, like he just has that teeny tiny bit more.
Mm,
All right, Matthew, can you roll a d6?
yay.
After a day, you guys managed to lift the obelisk by about 2 inches, and then it fell back down because your hands are sweaty. The rope just slips, burns the palm of your hands. It's like you've got the right thinking, but maybe your heart wasn't into it today. You can mark off 1 ration, and you can try again tomorrow if you want.
Yeah, we're just tired.
If you can lift it up long enough for me to see, because I would assume that I would be the one to be able to read it, we wouldn't need to lift it up all the way. As long as I don't get crushed.
Well, by lifting it up, I mean, you don't necessarily need to lift it back up to vertical. You can just, I was thinking you guys were just flipping it over
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do
because it's much easier. Otherwise, you need a sort of like crane contraption and like pulleys and all that. Because, yeah,
So there's nothing that we could use as a lever, or
I don't know. You guys have access to your sheets and your equipment. If you can describe to me how you do it,
Well, what's nearby that we could use?
there's a few field stones, and that's about it.
Well, we could, next time we try it, if we just lift it up, someone puts stone under it, and then we keep going like that.
So like lift it,
Possible.
shove stones, put it back down on
Yeah.
the stones, and then lift it up again, move the stones
Oops,
further in.
Yeah, exactly.
That could work. I could give you advantage for the next day.
You can try another day.
All right?
Yeah.
well, let's rest for now.
All right. So do we keep the same guard watch for the camp?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll go first and others in twos.
Who has the first watch?
That's me.
Nothing happens.
Oh.
Actually, you can see pretty far out from where you are. You even see the lights from the trading post. I'd say, like, if you were to look around, you could see up to 3 hexes away if there were any light sources in those areas. And 1, 2, 3. And you do notice that coming from this direction to the northeast, there seems to be other light sources in the night.
I didn't see your pin.
Oh, you didn't see my ping?
Me too.
I'm sorry. Let's do it again. Here?
This,
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Here?
Just give me the number.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a number, but it's in a direction. And I'd
Yeah.
say LLL10,
Direction of the 10. Okay.
Okay.
roughly. It is not on that hex, though. Like, at all. It's farther out, but you notice lights.
Well, I'll put it there. And
That might be why. Can you guys see the ping now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so pings are basically done on the layer that you're at. I was on the GM layer. So, that's your night. Moving on to the next day, you guys can do another daily strength check with advantage if you want it.
Yay.
Oh,
You just gotta love the fact that all of y'all are like scrawny as shit, and the strongest person among you is probably Gregor and Gwen.
So you said it was with advantage, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, hang on. I forgot to roll with advantage.
yeah. Zan can also roll a second time if you want. So 17 or 11, 19 or 12. I'll take the 17 and the 19.
Yeah.
Again, Gwen, you have inspiration. Who do you give it to?
I'm gonna give it to Mukluk.
Mukluk, roll an extra d6.
that's a 14.
And with that, at the end of the day, you guys have managed to shove enough stones under the obelisk to slowly turn it on its side. And there's a weathered down relief on it, you can all make one history check. All of you.
Oh,
I did it.
Yay.
I did it. I know my people.
You're not uncultured. Okay, so I'll go with the highest.
20.
And I would love for my computer not to do that again. Thank you. All right, so the inscriptions on it are faded, but they seem to be an old dialect of Larial, the old common tongue. From what you can deduce as a bard that has comprehend language, this was used as a marker or a waypoint. To where? You don't know.
Well, if it was turned over like this, I would have to assume that it was originally facing, like when it was standing up. So it would be in any direction but the way that it was originally up.
Yeah, you can deduce that like it the face with the markings was facing the west.
Okay, so I kind of like, I tell them that, and I'm like, I'm gonna assume that maybe like at some point, like a long time ago, that Medusas were in this area, and this is telling them to go in the west.
Actually, what I should say is if you were coming from the west, you could read the markings,
Ah, okay.
if that makes more sense.
So you said that if we stand where the obelisk is, we can see 3 hexes around.
Yep.
Do I see some kind of runes or any other markers like this one?
Nope. For some reason, I can't. Why can't I show the nameplate? Is it because it needs to be a token? That's why. Here, you guys should see it now. It's been marked
Yay.
for all of you to see.
big ass stones.
So, where do you go from here?
Well, we can go back and
Trading
forge some inking armors. Get ready to war for the goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you bring the anvil back to the trading post, and with the clanging of the hammer. Oh wait, 18 gold pieces. I need 18 gold pieces, or a trade-off equivalent before you can buy.
We
that.
have crossbows and short swords and a leather armor.
We also have a statue of Direwolf.
I also have 28 gold pieces and would be more than happy to do this.
Is up to you.
Wow, I'd say a trade would be good. She needs more merchandise.
So what she can do is, if you trade in those items, I'm gonna check how much they're worth. You said light crossbows?
Yeah, 3 light crossbows and 2 short swords.
All right, light crossbow is. So that's 4 gold pieces per crossbow that she can knock. I'll say 5. So 10 gold pieces knocked off if you sell
50.
both.
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 crossbows?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. 3 crossbows. So that's 15 off. And
short
then,
swords.
yeah, so if you give her the 2 short swords and the 3 light crossbows, she can give you the second-hand
Blacksmith.
Smith tools.
Are we okay with this, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so 6.
So I have
That
Smith.
becomes 5, and she still has resources left. So those Smith tools are secondhand, meaning that you have a -1 on your smithing checks with them.
Can I mend them or
No, they're just
render them
shoddy.
useful?
It's just if you have the usefulness spell, yes, you can cast it on it whenever you use them.
You want some inspiration?
Yeah, sure.
Just give you some claps along with it.
Okay, but what do you try to do with it?
Okay, what do we want to do with these? Because we can probably forge weapons with
There's
with
only
the legs.
No, the mandible is only good for one. Like the one weapon is set aside. Like what I mean is whatever the shells you have, they can be made into armor or shields. As far as the weapon, like that's an extra thing I'm giving you guys. So whatever you make with the shells, there's also an extra weapon you can make. The size of it would probably fit a great sword, or you could probably make like a retrofit it into other stuff.
Speaking of shield, does the shield made with the shell of those creatures actually have a better AC than normal shield? Or is it the same?
That all freaking depends on the rolls.
Stuff do we want to do with one shield and armor? Or
I'd say I'd like some armor if possible, because I have a very tiny AC.
Armor is gonna be great.
So the type of armor you can make with it. Let me pull up maybe this. All right, so you can make with it. You can make scale, breast, or half plate. You could make a heavy plate armor with it. But that's it. So it's 3 types of medium armor and 1 type of heavy armor. There's no light armor that you can make with that.
And how many armors could I?
So either 3 plates, or basically a half plate is half a plate. So 2 half plates for a full plate. So I'd say to make it simple, each shell can, if done right, can make 2 suits of medium armor, your choice, or 1 suit of heavy armor. Shield counts as medium armor in this case. So you could make like 6 shields if you wanted. Bear in mind that means that you succeed on all of your checks. And give me just a quick second. I'll go grab my book.
Okay. Well, as a fighter, I can wear heavy armor if you are right with trying to make one.
So okay, let's say we do that. So that would be 1 plate.
Yeah.
Still have 4 slots left.
Yeah.
I could use a half plate and a shield, but I have 1. So.
Yeah, but Simon said that the shield that Gregor could make could be better than a normal shield.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
We still really don't know exactly
Mhm.
how.
Yeah.
So it's not a priority.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wear armor.
Okay.
Say I
Don't
wear
get
leather
used to me.
armor, so
Me too.
I make an armor for the kobold. Would it cost less?
He's a barbarian. So.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah,
only
that's
wearing
true.
loincloth.
Yeah.
Or if we get spare, we can sell them. those are valuable a lot.
So far we have one plate, one half plate, one potential shield. Not sure.
Well, I could take up the shield. I mean, I don't have a shield right now on me, so with the full plate and the shield, that'd be great.
And then we can make weapons.
Yeah, with the leftovers.
So nobody else needs medium armor.
I'm trying to see if I'm proficient, which I don't believe that I am. I think I only have light armor, so
You're proficient with light armor.
yep, only light armor for me.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then you
cool.
need something.
I'm gonna need an armor if possible. I only have a
You're a rogue, so for you that would be
Sorry about that. It wasn't in my library. Okay. I heard you guys throughout. As far as the bard is concerned, depending on which specialty or archetype you go for at third level, you could actually become proficient with medium armor.
yes, but that's not one of the college in the players.
Yeah, Valor.
Yeah, the College of Valor.
Sure.
Yep. And also the College of
Oh, yeah.
Swords. But it depends on if you want to go into a fighty bard or you want to be a more social bard. That always depends.
We don't really have any, at least from I'm aware of, we don't have super sociable people. So I think it would
Of
It
course.
would be smarter for me to be a more social bard, so that way we have more variety than a more fighty bard. And it goes better with my background anyway.
Plus, I mean, thinking long term, if you get settlers, if you get the place settled, if you get more people in, that's also a thing.
Yeah, so nothing for me apparently.
Not for now, anyway.
Okay. So nothing now.
Unless you want to
Mukluk.
give me the weapon.
Yeah, if you with the
Want a
spare
shield?
part, you can make a dagger.
You can make me a new sword, you can make me a dagger, you can
It's-
make me a long ranged weapon.
Yeah, with the mandible that you have, it's going to be. It depends on what you are going to use it for, but you could potentially make more than one weapon with it. Did you guys make the list of what you wanted to do?
So far we have a shield for Mukluk. I could make a breastplate for Zanben. Damsir. Well, not Damsir. Forgot the name of
Uriel.
Uriel. Sorry. So what you need a plate?
Yeah.
All right,
That's
like,
pretty much what we have at the moment. Anybody needs something else?
well, you can keep a shell on the side to make something later.
Yeah, we're not.
Because right now you'd be using 2 shells.
One plate, one breastplate, and one shield.
Yeah.
Half plate, right? A breastplate.
Well,
You
breastplate.
wanna?
Yeah, well,
So
I
who
take
wants
one.
what?
I take one full set because of the full plate, and then the other set will be divided in 2 for the breastplate and the shield.
It's half plate and not breastplate. That's what Mukluk
Yeah.
is saying.
Okay.
So it's half shield, full, and then we leave the other shell on the side, and you do something with the weapon.
Okay.
It's
Well-
going to take more than just an hour. So with the clanging of the hammer on the anvil and you guys all helping around this makeshift forge, that's where we're gonna end today's session. And we're gonna pick up in potentially a few days to maybe a few weeks. We'll see. As you guys head into a sort of downtime period while Gregor works like an ox making all of you, like, fitting you up for war, apparently,
Yeah.
on your quest for vengeance. So, of course, if you have any, like, special requests, we can do so through the Discord, for your other characters or whatever, what have you. But since we would go overboard otherwise, we're going to stop today's session here, though it was very productive. I think some of you will have leveled up today. Let's just go around, tell everybody who you are. If you need anything to plug, now's the time. I had a lot of fun playing with you guys today, and I hope chat had a lot of fun watching this fourth session of Age of Arcana. You guys didn't get your revenge yet, but you're biding your time. So let's just go around the opposite order that we did, the reverse order from the beginning. So I'll start with Emily.
Hello, I am the mean bard Medusa Gwyn. I'm here. Every other Tuesday is Star Wars D&D time, and every other Monday is hang on, I always get the name wrong.
Runners of the Badlands.
Yeah, Runners of the Badlands, which I can finally do because I have a voice. And then that's about it for the moment.
I muted myself by accident.
Yeah.
It had to happen. Fuck. Mukluk, Pascal.
I'm playing Mukluk. You can reach me at laughalot_sir. Next week I'll be playing my alternate character. So Mukluk is gonna be busy trying to catch up wolves.
All right. Yeah, that's a good reason to switch to the other character. Uriel, or Matthew,
Yes.
I should say.
Yeah. So my name is Matthew. You can find me at French Overlord on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. I play on Twitter. I pretty much tweet about what I like, and YouTube. I just do some playthrough of video game.
Jeff, how was your first game?
That was great, really great. That was a good session, and I was having a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to have the same fun on the other station. I hope so. So basically it's just that for me because I don't do streaming or Twitter so much. So
Still, if people want to follow you, there's your Twitter handle next to your name.
Yep.
And then, yep.
yeah, at GF_Savage.
Cool. Last but not least, Jan.
Hi, I was playing Gregor, the dwarf technomancer. Well, I'm not on social media, so you cannot find me on Twitter or Facebook or anything. But I had a lot of fun today. Finally, in a game where we can use ank eggs as armor, because it seems that every time I'm in a game where we find ank eggs, we cannot do anything with the shells or someone sell them. So, it was a lot of fun.
And I'm just gonna post in chat. There you go, on this very channel, twitch.tv/wanderingdm. Every other Tuesday, you can find me at me and Emily actually at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playing a 5th edition hack of Star Wars Points of Light, a darkest timeline type thing. And I might be able to actually release the rule book before Gen Con to my players, so Emily can finally see everything. And not have to bug me to do their levels all the time. And on Wednesdays we have Zweihander, a grim, dark, sort of reminiscent of Warhammer type of game in Mistvale, with a bunch of cool players. Those two games are bi-weekly, so the next one is this week. Basically Tuesday and Wednesday, July 24th and 25th. And then on every Saturday we have Age of Arcana. You can also find me next Friday for the finale of the 2nd season of Queen of Spiders on the Greyhawk channel. That's twitch.tv/thegreyhawk. channel, I am probably going to die eaten by a remores. So that's cool because I decided to jump headfirst into something without making checks before. That's the type of player I am. And then you can find me and Emily also, like she said, Runners of the Badland on twitch.tv/Dear Television every other Monday at 9 p.m. Is it 9?
It's 8.
8 p.m.
or
EST.
8:30.
Yeah, 8 or 8:30 EST. Anyway, you'll see I post all this stuff on the Twitter, so you can follow me at wandering_DM. There's a lot of things coming up for this channel in the coming days. Audience participation is going to start kicking in for Age of Arcana and my other streams, so stick around if you want to see or participate a bit more in the games. I hope everybody had fun. I had tons, and I will see, and we will see all of you guys next week. Ciao, everyone.